and welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only talent, El Idolo Deportivo Taylor. Yo, it is another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. We're coming at you live and direct from South Florida, folks. It is officially October 14th. It is a Friday night. It is ladies' night. Hope you got you something nice and tight in sight. It's volume 8, episode 16, track 470 on the MyT Sports Podcast. And boy, do we have a big show for you today, folks. We're gonna get into some local news a little bit here, folks. We're gonna get into some Stoney Brook stuff. We're gonna talk about Brittany Griner. We're gonna talk about your basketball usual injury suspects already in full bloom. We're going to brush over that ALDS game. When I mean brush it, we're going to brush it completely off. We're going to see how we feel about that work. We're going to talk about Snyder the Don. We got Blue Chew promo codes for you. We got Adams getting charged. We got our Tampa Bay pickles and balls. I'm sorry, actually Tom Brady enjoying himself some pickles and balls. Hope you understand what's going on here, right? We got the Lakers woes. We got the raffle winner to talk. We're gonna talk about some heavyweight boxing. We gotta have all that and more within the next 2 to 3 hours of the MyT Sports Podcast. But you know what we say here, regardless of the time and regardless of the weather.
You play to win the game. Hello?
It's always a blast on the MyT Sports Podcast. So let's start talking. Woo! Back at it like a sports fanatic. It's something you don't know about me, Joe Rogan. I drop takes. MyT Sports. Whew. Man, it's another beautiful day down here in South Florida. We about to get fucked up tonight. I hope you guys are ready. Damn. You know what? It's something about when I sit here on the pod, I try to tell myself, you know what, I'm going to cut back on the foul language. But you know what? I relax. Callers already, we already got people calling in on the podbean calling line. We already got you guys start telling me where you're calling in from. Let me know. We'll get you in here on the show as well. Right, it's a nice day. Hope you got your drinks ready. Yo, if you got your drinks ready, I'm gonna tell you right now. This is one of those shows. Make sure you pour up your drink. All right, get your cup ready. Make sure you pack your bowl. Right. Right. You make sure you get into it. Like, this is one of those shows. This is one of those shows. It's a Friday night. Because if you listen to me on a Friday night, what else are we doing here, right? We sitting home getting fucked up about to talk some shit. Don't you guys forget again, if you're listening through the Podbean line, that is our calling line. So if you guys would like to call into the show, we starting to see those calling lines starting to fill up, folks. Go ahead and get yourself a reserved seat so that you can call into the podcast when we start. Now, I know if you've been here before, you're like, yo, Tay, go ahead and start the birthday party so we can get cracking. There's no birthdays today. Ironically, I still got you, though. I know you guys like to hear it. All right? I got you. Can they not hear? Yeah, they can hear me. I know how y'all feel about the birthday party, but I apologize. I apologize. We don't have any birthdays to talk about for the 13th or the 14th. Right? So I got nobody to wish happy birthday to go into the weekend. Nobody to tell them to party hard. Nobody to tell them to enjoy everything. Nobody to tell them to regret nothing. Nobody to tell them to get their weekend at Birdie's on and continue to stay MyT. We don't get that opportunity today. So, because we don't get that opportunity, right? Let's go ahead and get into our MyT topic of the day, right? And I'm going to go ahead and borrow this sounder. I know it's normally for the birthday celebration. This really ain't a celebration, but you know what? Any chance you get even an inkling to celebrate life, we got to celebrate life in all ways, shapes, and form, right? So if you guys don't know, we have a MyT topic of the day that we like to sling around, right? Oh, yeah, we get that big pot energy. We sling it everywhere. Give me that. Whoa, bring that back up. And what we have, folks, is, as you may know, you may not know, you may be aware, it has officially been 237 days. 237 days. We are 3 days away from it being, what is that, 6 months, 4 months? I'm tripping. 7 months. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that answer. No, 8 months. I'm tripping. No, 8 months. Okay, yeah, I was tripping. We are 3 days away. So when we return on Monday, it would officially be 8 months since Brittany Griner has been wrongfully detained. Now, I know that there's a sense of logic that a lot of people have, right? And there is a sense of logic. There is a line there that says, you know what? You're in the situation that you generally put yourself in. You know what? Let's go ahead and cut that beat. It feels weird. You're generally in the situation that you put yourself in. So we get that this isn't that Brittany Griner isn't completely innocent, that she isn't completely complicit of all blame whatsoever. We're just passing on our positive energy of condolences, our prayers and hopes that she gets to return home safe. Because even here in the States, we don't like to see people locked up for wrong reasons, right? And we definitely don't like to see people incarcerated for weed anymore. We just saw Joe Biden pardon everybody. I gotta definitely do some research to see if my Article 15 has been cleared. Well, let's get my hair down. You there, Lou? Lou didn't join my party. Why ain't you join my party, Lou? Lou's an asshole. Hold on. Let's get that hair back a little bit. Let's get that hair back just a little bit. Get that shit out my face. So I understand that she's not free of all blame. Doesn't mean that you can't feel for somebody in a fucked up situation, right? To think that, damn, I had an empty weed cartridge on me and I'm getting 9 years for this in a foreign country. But also, main reason why I'm getting 9 years is because I'm a celebrity and they could use my name to try to leverage me to free illegal arms dealers. Basically, the person that helped Putin, whatever you want to call him, that helped Putin get his weapons, right? That guy that made that job easier for him, he wants to free him. And of course, if he frees him, he's indebted to him. Which means now weapons are either cheaper or free. And I doubt they're going to be free, but if they're going to be cheaper. But he's indebted to him. Not just, hey, I owe you one. Indebted. You got me out. You got me from the cruel American rule, where they don't give you fair trial and they treat you like scum. Like you freed them from that. So while I understand that Brittany Griner isn't, and I don't want to come to say that she's completely innocent of all blame. No, but you can still have compassion for somebody that is in a fucked up situation. Right? So let's continue to keep, if you can, continue to throw your positive energy, whatever you do to channel positivity, right? Let's go ahead and channel that Brittany Griner's way. Right? Don't forget, Brittany Griner is not only a champion in the WNBA, she's an 8-time block leader, right? Multiple time NBA first team, multiple time NBA second team, multiple time defensive first team, multiple time defensive second team. We're talking about at least 3 times better in each category. Just to let you guys know, right? Most outstanding player of the year, rookie of the year, rookie first team. Wait, rookie of the year? Oh, this rookie first team. I have to double check that. I'm not quite sure she actually won Rookie of the Year. But you guys will see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen. 2-time peak performer. You guys see it. Right, so let's just continue to, let's keep positive waves going her way. And then, like I said, for some people that I've seen that says, hey, you know, how, you know, they like to show how Brittany Griner would sleep, you know, if if she knew that if you were locked up. Well, you know what? You same people. I wonder who same people feel about what's recently been happening with Nicholas Cruz and all of those kids. Douglas, let me ask you this. If you don't know any of the kids or any of the parents or anybody tied to that, do you not have compassion for those kids or for those families? You see? That's what I said. You need to watch when you're choosing to decide to be bad-minded towards people just because they're a celebrity. Because that same method of thinking that you're saying, that you're utilizing to be like, oh, this is how Brittany Griner was sleeping. She found out. Well, guess what? This is how I'm gonna sleep, knowing that Nicholas didn't get the death penalty. Because you're gonna sleep that way too. Then actually, you're probably gonna sleep even sounder. You probably would. You're basically saying if he would have got off scot free, you would have sleep. You would sleep that same way because you don't directly know them. You don't directly affiliate with the families, and if you did, it's not directly affecting you, so you can sleep like a baby. You know, we all can sleep like a baby. We all gonna sleep. Most of us will be able to sleep sound, knowing that Brittany Griner's locked up, knowing that Nicholas Cruz just escaped the death penalty, knowing that knowing that there's 17 families, knowing that there's 17 families that are being affected by it tonight that are within a stone's throw of my own community. A lot of people are gonna sleep. I mean, you gotta be a dick about it. Doesn't mean that you can't have compassion. I'm gonna sleep fine most nights. Doesn't mean I don't have compassion for people. See, like I said, for the people that take those shots at Brittany Griner saying, oh, keep her there. Oh, fuck her. Oh, Brittany Griner's gonna sleep like that. You're too bad-minded. I mean, you have way too much negative thoughts around your own mind and your own lifestyle to want to wish that upon another human being. And you can say, you're taking it, you're getting extreme with these kids. No, I'm not. It's kind of the same example. You don't know them. Fuck them kids, right? That's what you said about Brittany Griner. Saying fuck Brittany Griner. See, it's different now, ain't it? Now you actually feel some type of way. Think before you guys think. Think before you guys talk next time. Like think before you decide to come out your mouth and just be a complete asshole in regards to somebody's situation for no good complete reason, just to be an asshole. Or some of you are just mad because she kneeled for the national anthem. I guarantee you some of those parents for those kids probably kneel for that national anthem too. I'm pretty sure some of those kids wanted to kneel for the national anthem too. Does that mean that they should not be mourned? Does that mean that they shouldn't get justice? Like I said, be careful. Be careful on how you decide to pass your judgment on people. That's because you may not like something innocent that they've done. Or because you don't like that they're a celebrity. That means you're either bad-minded or you're jealous. But either or, remove that out. Start cutting that out of your fiber and make it like it was a cancer. I'm just saying. It's probably why a lot of people that think like that. It's probably a reason why you guys are stalemated in wherever you're at. Can't get over your own demons, right? Something keeps happening all the time, right? Every time you think you're moving forward, something just comes up. You can never really get out your own way. I wonder why. So if you guys don't know by now, school shooter Nicholas Cruz was officially tried recently, right? And let's make sure let's get this down here properly, right? Let's go and start this segment off. If you guys don't realize, this is officially our Florida Man segment.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
Come on, camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
School shooter Nicholas Cruz was recently tried. And while he is being found guilty of all 17 charges, and he will face... Let's go back. Right? Give you guys a little bit of story. School shooter Nicholas Cruz, right, was recently tried. If guys you don't know who Nicholas Cruz is the Parkland school shooter. He is the gentleman that shot up Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, or we just call down here Douglas High School. He ended up shooting and killing 17 individuals. 14 students, 3 teachers. Now, if you guys don't remember, this was the shooting that took place on Valentine's Day in 2018, now deeming that day a bloody Valentine. When Killer Cruz decided to attack innocent students because he is a pussy. I'm telling you right now, I couldn't have been on that jury. We're going to get there in a second. They use words like he was speared by the jury. I'm not gonna decide whether he was speared or not. I just know if I was on that jury, we probably would come to a stalemate. See, I'm pretty sure what ended up happening, why they came up with unanimous decision, and let me get back, right? Because I just realized I'm a little bit more pissed off about this than I realized. You guys about to get some raw emotions from me. I really hadn't processed this out. I hadn't even talked to myself about this yet. So you really are about to get pure raw emotion. Florida man. Yo, pull that up again, brethren. Right? That's just so I can regather this a second.
On camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to
That
bring
DJ
an
Scepter?
alligator with him while making a deer run.
So, like I said, they use words like he was speared, right? When they came up with their verdict. It took a jury of 12 individuals, 7 men, 5 women, 2 days to come up with a verdict of while, yes, he is guilty of his crimes, they did not warrant his actions, his past, mainly his past and his upbringing. Remember this, people. I want to remember, because see, also remember this too, right? Every time some piece of shit gets off, it sets precedent that hopefully that one of us don't get jerked in the system. Let's just keep it for real. That's what the hope is. And when you see a piece of shit like that, and he definitely needs to be in our piece of poop award. He needs to be inducted fully. Can we make that happen? We have the piece of poop award handy. When's the last time we even updated the piece of poop award? It's been a while, hasn't it? We should have just updated it recently, because we didn't do who's on the piece of poop award. We need to make sure we give it Dan Snyder. Yo, if Snyder is not on here. All right, let's see who's on here. See? Okay, you know what? Let's make sure we get Dan Snyder on here. But also, let's make sure we get Ian, what was his name? Ian Clark? Is that who we talked about? Ian Cole, the Tampa Bay defensive lineman. The guy that is over here molesting and taking advantage of high school women. Let's not forget about his dirty ass. And let's make sure that we put Nicholas Cruz on here. Right? Not everybody that makes it on here will always be an athlete. Just let you guys know. Who the fuck is AJ Hinch? I know I'm missing some people. Like, I'm pretty sure I am missing the killers of George Floyd and a couple of these other thugs that dress in uniforms and call themselves cops. All right, but Nicholas Cruz, while he is found guilty of only 17 charges, while he's going to spend life in prison, the outrage behind his verdict, and from what you can tell by the families, they wanted full out revenge. They wanted blood for blood, an eye for an eye, a life for a life. The outrage behind Nicholas Cruz's verdict, the reason why they say he was spared is because he avoided the death penalty. That is the only reason. Now, life in prison for life is generally punishment enough. But as I said, these families want blood. They want eye for an eye, a life for a life. I get it. They're ridiculously outraged. They're supposed to come back again on November 1st and see if the jury has changed their mind. If it's the same jurors, they're making a bad choice. By going to the same jurors and having it, because between now and November 1st, they can easily get so much from their own inner circle, public pressure to do the right thing, that they all come back and say that, hey, let's give him the death penalty. If they come back and they choose the death penalty, they were bullied into it. They were coerced into it. Because whatever their original decision should be their original decision. Those jurors, if you want to readdress it, get a new 12. Get a new box. Break up with your old box, get a new box. But see, they don't want to go through a whole new jury. They don't want to go through a whole new jury, right? Jury process. Because what ends up happening, you go through a whole new jury process, they have to hear the trial all over again. But to put the same 12 jurors on, is kind of irresponsible. There's way too much public pressure on them to go ahead and overturn it and say, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead. What's going on? How you doing? I see you. Still thought you were on a trip somewhere. I don't know why. So, while I understand what they may be attempting to do, it may be a little irresponsible for them to try to revisit this on November 1st with the same jurors. There's way too much pressure on them. There's way too much public pressure on them. There's going to be way too much family pressure on them to do what they consider right. Now, honestly, how would I have voted? I would have voted for the death penalty, which makes me also realize, right? Which pisses me off. I would rather have a stalemate and have them bring in a whole new set of jurors than we just all of a sudden succumb to peer pressure because, oh, we've been deliberating for 2 days on this and we haven't come to a decision. That's the reason why it takes 2 days. That's the reason why it took 2 days. So if you guys have never done jury duty, you understand they're back there deliberating. They need a unanimous decision. If they don't need a unanimous decision, they need a majority decision. But it's not like they need a unanimous decision about the death penalty. And they went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And somebody in that room, because that's exactly how it goes, somebody in that room convinced enough people that, hey, he probably deserves to live his life. It'll be more punishment for him to live his life in jail this whole entire time thinking about what he did. I'm pretty sure that was the case. I'm pretty sure that was the rhetoric that somebody had. Again, my condolences to the family of everybody that's been affected by the shooting of Nicholas Cruz, of taking the 17 lives from Park and Stoney Douglas, right? So you want those jurors to go back in there to fulfill an obligation that they dropped the ball on the first time. And the only reason they dropped the ball the first time is just because they wanted to get out of there. They didn't want to continue to sit there and go back and forth. I'm sorry. Guilty or innocent, you're talking about somebody's life on the line. Guilty or innocent, you're talking about lives being affected. So the 12 of you feeling too, because everybody feels inconvenienced by jury duty. Just let you know. Nobody wants to do, except for me. I love jury duty. Fuck that. Give me jury duty every goddamn time. Every day of the week, give me jury duty. Listen, I'll do jury duty 4 times a year if I had to. I know I'm a big weirdo for that. But I like that process. I do. It's something intriguing about it. But also, too many people succumb to peer pressure or succumb to bullshit. Or let their emotions, and listen, I could be wrong here. For the next sentence I'm about to say, they let their emotions or their personal beliefs, well, let me separate it. They let their emotions dictate their opinion. right? Or their choices, or their personal beliefs dictate their opinions. For example, about a decade ago, actually, I wasn't even, yeah, maybe about a decade ago, right? Maybe a little bit longer. I had jury duty. This first time I had jury duty, absolutely was. I was intrigued. I was like, I wonder what this is about, right? Didn't really care. A lot of people were annoyed. I was like, hey, I'm coming out the army. It's part of my civil duty, right? It's part of your civil duty. Like all you people that talk about, man, like I would have went into the military, but you know, So guess what? If you think you could have went into the military, then go do jury duty. It's the same civil duty. Or do you have an excuse of why you don't want to do jury duty? The same way you had an excuse why you didn't join the military. Everybody was almost about to join the military. It's a lot of people almost. Like I said, there's only a few that actually answer that call. Let's get back. I don't even know when we're gonna get into the sports yet. We talked Brittany Griner earlier, so let's continue. Let's get to some local news. So I'm in jury duty, and we're trying a case for a potential DUI. The person driving did not want to do a breathalyzer at the scene of when they were being pulled over. Now, let's continue. Now, see, after that first statement, I'm pretty sure a lot of you already made your first perceived judgment. Oh, why wouldn't they just take the breathalyzer if they weren't guilty? Cool, whatever. So then they proceed to tase the person, right? Then when they got to the precinct, they asked the person again, would you like to take this? We'd like to do your field sobriety test. Well, at this point in time, you've already tased them once. They're in fear now, right? They do it and they have a hard time. They kind of fail. Cool. Guilty or innocent? Or was there reasonable doubt? Because remember, they have to be guilty without reasonable doubt. I'm pretty sure the first time that you made your first judgment was when she said that she didn't want to take the breathalyzer. Because you think that, hey, if you're not guilty, why not take the breathalyzer? That's not what's on trial here. As if that you can tell for sure if she was drunk or not. All right? 2, she took the field sobriety test in the station and she failed. Understand? Remember about the part about her being tased? Remember about the part about being her in fear? Let me tell you something. What happens when you get tased? Do you realize when you get tased, you lose all of your motor function skills to the point where you urinate and you defecate on yourself. Basically, you piss and you shit yourself. Right? Now add fear into that. Now after you've been tased, and now you're in fear, you've lost control of you just had the police inflict upon you so much damage that it has altered, right, and affected your basic motor function skills. And then they give you a field sobriety test. Do you know what a field sobriety test is? It's a test of your basic motor function skills. So if they do something that alter your basic motor function skills and then they test your motor function skills, how do you expect to pass a motor function skill test? Reasonable doubt. All of that other shit that they said was fluff. Did it take the breathalyzer at the scene of the crime? Fluff. Took it at the time? Okay, got you. What happened before that? You tased her. You took away her basic motor function skills. How do you expect somebody to pass? See, reasonable doubt. Now, at one point in time, I was the only person saying this in that room. See, this is how I understand how this went. At one point in time, I guarantee you there was more people that wanted to give them the death penalty. And then there was this one person sitting in the room like, that's exactly what happened to me. Somebody was like, well, they started bringing in all of that other stuff. And I'm like, well, that stuff doesn't matter. That stuff isn't evidence. Them saying, you saying I don't want to take a breathalyzer at this when you get pulled over, this is not an automatic admission of guilt. That is a belief. That is not evidence, and it is not admissible. Take your belief out of it. What happened? Got pulled over, said I didn't want to didn't want to take a breathalyzer, then I was tased. You can have whatever reason you don't want to take a breathalyzer. You could have just had surgery on your jaw and say I don't want to take a breathalyzer. Whatever reason. Doesn't mean that you deserve to be tased. And now what happens? It's like a pet that's been trained. Oh, you want to take a breathalyzer now? If I say no again, are you going to tase me again? Now I'm in fear that I may get tased again. Now I'm in fear that I have to pass this after you've altered my basic motor function. So after the room went 5-1 in favor of guilty, then it went 5-1 in favor of not guilty. We got to 3-3. And then that's when the birds started chirping. The people that really don't give a fuck about people's future. Let's just come up with a decision so we can get out of here. Like, I have this to do. I have this to do. As if your life right now is in the hands of 12 people that can determine your future. You're just worried about getting home to cook dinner. This person may not ever get a chance to go home to cook dinner ever again. Now, we're not talking about the Stoney Brook show. I'm just talking about the person that had the DUI at the time. So the consideration of trying to put others over yourself, selfless service, is one of the core values that we learned in the military. Some of you could probably use some of that when you really catch yourselves in situations when you need it, and you consider yourselves being holier than thou or a good person. Really think, am I being a good person in this situation? By thinking selfishly about, damn, I just want to get home and cook dinner. I don't give a fuck really if this person is innocent or guilty. I'll go either way, because I'm pretty sure that's what happened right there. And with that Nicholas Cruz verdict about the death penalty. At some point in time, they got tired of arguing amongst each other. Then I'd rather we be at a stalemate and you bring in a whole new jury in here because we can't do the job. But don't say, you know what, we'll go and swing this way just because it's easier for me to get out of here. Now, Cruz isn't the one that deserves the benefit of the doubt with your decision. It's the 17 families that are going to be affected by your decision. That's who you owed it to. That's who you owed it to be considerate. That's who you owed it to make sure that your selfless serviceness was on 100% lit so it could be seen from Mars. You understand? You guys finally coming up with a verdict and a deliberation, right? That seems quick because you just wanted to get out of it. I'm sorry. After 2 days of deliberating, and the fact that you came out of there with a non-guilty verdict, right, for the death penalty, lets me know that you rushed yourself to get out of there. There was one person with a loud enough voice that you just didn't want to keep combating. Then fuck it. Have a mistrial. Have a whole new set of juries in there that can do the goddamn job that you can't do. But don't make a fucked up decision because you're too tired. Because you want to go to bed. Because you want to go home and cook. Because you're tired of seeing this courtroom for the next 2 days. You see the outcry that has happened? But now what's going to happen? You're going to come back now. You're going to sit around for the next 2 weeks. You're going to hear shit like what I've just said. What I've just said, you're going to hear from your family. You're going to hear from your friends. People are going to tag you on social media if you don't have your social media deactivated. You are going to now get public pressure to now go ahead and do what you should have done right the first time. And I think that's wrong. You got this decision was made. If you want it overturned, have a whole new trial. Don't have the same 12 people that couldn't make up their mind in 2 days suddenly take 2 weeks off. You know what? It was going to take you 2 weeks to make up your decision. You should have spent 2 weeks in the goddamn court to make up your decision. Don't let them go home, be pressured by everybody, every loved person that they know to do the right thing suddenly. To rest of them, I'm telling you, November 1st is going to come around and they're going to say death penalty. And everybody's going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy. Only because the system isn't working properly. What they said happened the first time happened. Sorry. Let that stand. Go do a whole new fucking trial after that if you want to try to add on the death penalty. Let that man go sit his life in jail and try to stay alive. And you guys could come back and get it. If not, you guys shouldn't have rushed your decision the first time. You should have done it properly. Because now you're giving them a oopsie. Oopsie daisy. You know what chicks say when they hop on a go, oopsie. That's what you're giving them, a oopsie right now. I honestly don't think that's fear. And who's to say that this guy's, and everybody, I know you guys don't feel like he deserves a fair trial, but he deserves still a fair trial. Everybody deserves a fair trial. And what happens with the verdict happens with the verdict. We could be pissed off about it. Listen, I'm not happy that they didn't do their job properly the first time. I'm not upset about the decision that they came up with. I'm upset more of how I see them coming up with the decision. And they were just too lazy to have to argue this out for 3 days, for 4 days, for 5 days, however long it took for them to come up with the right decision. I guarantee you that they just gave in. They crumbled to the biggest voice in the room. Well, cool. This is why sometimes the biggest voice in the room needs to be me. Now, granted, I'm getting the death penalty. Like, I'm sorry, you know what you do when you walk into a school with a loaded gun, that's premeditated murder on everybody. I'm sorry. You know what you was trying to do. Mental trauma, all this other bullshit, man. Go to the goddamn gym. Go see a therapist. Go do some goddamn push-ups, you punk ass bitch. I've only drank this much. It's not the alcohol yet. But what you do hope for, right, or what you do pray for, is that all things will be made right eventually. Those juries don't need to go back and try to redo their mistake. It's not quite how the justice system works. I mean, it's going to work like this in this instance, but what fear is him going to jail. What fear may be is him living in fear the rest of his life as he continues to get raped night after night after night after night after night. And then we hear that, he either somebody shanked him and killed him or he committed suicide. Right? That would be the only other acceptable outcome for you guys because you want blood. I know it sounds very gory of what I'm saying, but you said you wanted the death penalty for him. It's just that you don't envision how the death penalty is. I mean, you want the nice little silent shit, la 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 la. Death could come in many different forms. Who says that his death date needs to be 5 years from now on a set date when he can go to jail for life, and in the next 18 months we find out that he has a blown out asshole and he done committed and he done hung himself. Hanging yourself is a pretty fucked up way to go, just to let you know. And having your asshole ripped apart is pretty fucked up because he's just getting fucked up pretty badly. So the blood, I understand that everybody wants, you guys didn't get. You didn't get your flesh of blood. It doesn't mean that the revenge that you want still may not come. It also doesn't mean that the court system failed you in this instance. Because understand what you're saying here. You are basically just saying that you want an eye for an eye. If Florida was a state that didn't have the death penalty, this wouldn't even be a factor. You'll just be spending life in jail. You'll be right. What you'll be fighting about is life in jail without the possibility of parole, or life in jail with the possibility of parole. Right? That's what you would have been fighting against. But of course, we go to maximum sentence here, and the maximum sentence is death penalty. He didn't get that. He got a different death sentence. You have to live out his life in jail, whether he conforms or not. He will still have to always live with what he did. And let's say he does one day be like, damn, I'm a better man. Like, la, 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 la. He has to live, like, if he comes out being a better person, then guess what? Suddenly he develops a conscience. And if he develops a conscience, his conscience is going to eat at him for murdering 17 people in a school. And if he does, then eventually he'll die a piece of shit in jail. Freedom as limited as possible. He's not going to be Mike Tyson in jail. They won't. Listen. It was a brutal thing to watch what he did to those kids. Now it's also brutal to hear about it. All right. It's also kind of brutal to hear, and I can't even blame them. right? But it's brutal to hear the outrage from the families, right? Because we know that they just want justice ultimately, and they don't feel like they've gotten justice. But believe it or not, you have justice. You have more justice than other families can hope for. Because I'm gonna tell you this: if those kids were killed by a cop, you may not get any justice at all. Just let you know, because cops get away with killing children and people all the goddamn time. So you have justice. Believe me, you have justice. It just isn't. The justice just isn't as extreme as you would like. But trust me, if what you want is 1A, he got 1B. And like I said, November 1st, if you really feel like you fucked up on your decision, go ahead and overturn it. And give everybody their flesh of their pound of meat, their flesh of blood. But also, I'm curious of how some of these families are gonna feel like, well, you know what? No, they're not gonna change their mind by November 1st. They've held on to all. No, they may. What am I saying? This was the first step to them being able to let go of some of it. So by November 1st, who knows if in 2 weeks, some like half of them or a third of them start feeling like, you know what? He is gonna spend his life in jail. He probably will get butt fucked from somebody. Somebody probably will shank him. He probably will have a miserable life. He probably will kill himself. Go ahead, do it. Hang yourself, bitch. Like, he probably will do it. Speaking of brutal things to watch, what did I call it? What are we calling this? Terrible, nauseating football, as you may know it as Thursday. Give me my drink. Actually, no, I need something heavy than a drink. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you. I still got these. I realized, can I tell you, I had these in the car for a week before I realized that they were in there. Threw them in the freezer. Finally took them back out today because I forgot I had them again. And now, let's see how long it takes that one to kick in. Ooh. No, I'm joking. Speaking of brutal things to watch. Terrible. Nauseating. Football. You may know as Thursday night football. Between Carson Wentz and who the hell does he play for? Washington. Against the Chicago Bears. And these are two teams that are pretty horrible anyway. And Thursday night football has a history of being pretty bad. And you guys don't forget that this could be your product. This can be that's showing and being advertised right here on the MyT Sports Podcast. During the whole entire show. DM me for prices. Got you, man. It's like y'all see the vodka. The vodka could be like you said. This could be your alcohol right here all the entire time, like front and center. Look at you in a dark bottle. That shit blends in a little too much. Listen, don't get into it. That's that member's mark. I gotta get more bang for my buck. I ain't trying to be back into the liquor store until it's time for the Thanksgiving. That's if I'm here drinking it myself. I gotta pour some in here so I can keep extracting it. Trying to make some weed vodka. Oh, yeah. This is my dome vodka. I got some weed in that joint. After she drink that, you definitely gonna get some dome vodka. Oh man. Thursday night football. Chicago Bears, Washington Commodes. Like the water closet team. I don't remember who we picked for that team. I don't remember who we did. I don't even know if we even got around to doing our picks last week. Last week was so hectic. All right. This was a horrible game to watch. This was so bad. Last night's game was so bad. Like, we're talking about no points in the first half. Was it no points in the first half, or was it no touchdowns? Was it like 3-0? No, it was no points in the first half. None whatsoever. And looked like for a second that Chicago could actually win this game. It really did. That's the weird thing about football. Even like one of the commentators said it, and he was oddly right. Even when football is bad, it can sometimes be good because they have dramatic endings. Because you can have a very bad game, and what a very bad game could still lead to means that, hey, somebody just needs a touchdown at the end or a game-winning drive to come back and win this game. And that makes the ending worth watching. But Chicago and Washington may be the worst football. Oh, look at this cop with this shot. Hey, yo! Sorry, I'm over here watching the Lakers and Sacramento game. And they're doing a timeout. And they, when they have the audience, they have them playing tic-tac-toe with basketballs. And this dude found a rhythm on like a little awkward one-handed push shot and drained like 7 shots in a row. Talking about connect 4. Like he connected 4, the door, the ceilings, and the floor. Man, talking about to the window, to the wall. So, when we see you, little Mike, over here on the podbean calling line, if you'd like to call in and join the conversation, as we do with all of our podbean participants, you are in the right place if you would like to join the call or join the show. This night football was so bad. I can't say how bad it was. I can't even begin to say how bad it was. No points in the first half. Finally, we still get no touchdowns. We're talking about field goals over here. Carson Wentz, he hurts his hand. You're like, oh, there it goes. It's a wrap. You think Washington's gonna lose, but then, man, I don't know how Fields survived that game. I really don't know how he survived that game. At least 3 different times that I can remember, and it could be more. It could be like 4 or 5. At least 3 different times I can remember. He just kept on getting speared, basically body shot after body. If you guys don't know what a spear is, it's basically being tackled, but you're hitting them right in the waist. If you're a wrestling fan, you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. But they're just getting speared after spear after spear, and he's down. He's like, I was actually really surprised that based off of how cautious the NFL has been over the last 2 weeks, that they didn't put him in concussion protocol. But I can say that he was also very good in his own body language to make it really come off as is. And listen, I don't know if it was or not. I'm not saying he was lying, but he was very good in making sure that it was seen and portrayed as having the wind knocked out of him and not in head injury. Because that first time he went down, I was like, ugh. Like, he could be going out. But you saw what he did there, right? Tried to catch his breath. He was breathing like, okay. Looked like he had the wind knocked out of him. Got hit again, right? This time when he gets hit, he's rolled around. So you're like, okay, he didn't go and hit his back or hit his head against the ground. You can see this time he was definitely rolled over, right? So okay, no worries there. He's just slow to get up. So the second time I think he got hit and he stayed down for a while, helped not make the first one seem so bad. Because then you really started to see like, okay, he got the wind knocked out of him this time. And the first time it looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. We wasn't quite sure, but that's probably what happened. He rolls out, throws the ball out again, tries to get it out. Bam, gets speared again. See, he gets hit, gets up, starts doing some push-ups. I'm good here. We Gucci, man. Gucci, man, Gucci, man, Gucci, man, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Right? Lakers again, their ass whooped. 74-45. I'm sorry, I'm putting on this Golden State game. Yeah. Excuse me. I can't watch any more of this. Damn it, I didn't mean to do that. I mean, I did, but not in this particular method. I didn't want to exit the game. I just wanted to use the quick game tracker, finder, mover, switcher. The fact You heard, if you watch the game, I'm not like the next 60 seconds, next 120 seconds, I'm not going to say anything that you haven't heard. Go ahead, go refill your cup, right? Go run to the bathroom real quick. Probably take me in the bathroom with you. It's okay. It's okay. Because tonight's going to be a special night, no matter where you go. Number 2. And I'm so proud to be with you. I just want to let you know I make you say, MyT. You sure sound good tonight. I just made that up on the fly. I want to love you. I want to pop with you. When it sure is right. I make you say, MyT. You sure sound good. MyT. I make you say, my. I got carried away. Let me sip my drink. I'm still in this for. I'm not even tipsy yet. This is the natural energy. That's why they call me Mr. You know what? Let me pop it up there for you, right? So they call your boy Mr. Energy. You know that? Like, I ain't just Talento Taylor, right? But they also call me Mr. Energy. And when you be like, yo, this dude talk way too fast, well, duh. They also call me the motor mouth of the South. Holla at your boy. And you know I'm always talking about my Army experience because I am the Army's Black Knight. I'm just saying, double entendre. You can just call me T-Trust or MyT Trust. But no, the moniker that we go by now is Talon El Idolo Deportivo Taylor. If for you guys that don't speak, that don't habla español, it says Talon, the sports idol Taylor. El Idolo Deportivo. Mami, ven aquí. I wanna be a papi chulo, can't you see? Let's continue this Thursday night trasher. I know you saying like, damn, T, you said you like next 60 seconds. I'm not gonna say anything you haven't even heard. Next 120 seconds pass. I even talk about the subject. Like, you don't make your drink, right? Got your bowl packed, right? Got your joint roll. I'm about to go on their sports troll. Bring the pot out the window, smoking Indo, and you know how we roll. Did I catch him? Did I catch him this time? I don't know if I caught him this time. Can you hear me? 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 Can you hear me now? Let me go and catch my brother real quick. He's trying to grab my attention. Let me do this. Like I said, at this point, I'm back at the point. I'm not going to say anything that you didn't hear. They are ruining Justin Fields. And granted, they could be trying to teach him a lesson, right? And that lesson could be like, hey, we want to try to teach you and help you learn how to pass out of the pocket, right? So you at least understand this particular space. You're also hindering his early success. So you're kind of making him, so you're kind of turning him into a loser quarterback. Now, that's really what you're doing here. Like, you're 100% turning him into a loser quarterback. You're turning into a quarterback that has no winning ways. You're turning into a quarterback that has no winning tactics. That has no winning habits. It's like you're purposely trying to ruin him because you didn't draft him. And you want to prove the point, well, if I had the guy that I drafted, I give myself a pocket quarterback and he'll look better in this system. But how often are we drafting pocket quarterbacks anymore? Like, if your quarterback don't have wheels, then it's time to put him out to pasture. He's antiquated. He's an old model. I'm sorry. Like, he's Johnny Five, and we driving Teslas over here. Listen, don't let them offend you, Google, Alexa. Who else is out there? Bixby. I got all three of you listening right now. Oh, I'm not trying to shit on your ancestors. Plus, Johnny Five. I'm not even gonna go down that. I'm not even gonna go down that road with you guys. I'm not even gonna have that argument with you guys. I remember what happened the last time. I had to reset everything. Let me get back to my projection. Who's on the next Thursday night game? Like, seriously, who's on the next Thursday night game? Like, I'm already looking at week 7. You understand? We in week 7 already? Well, we in week 6 now. We're about to be in week 7. Okay, next week shouldn't be too bad. Next week should not be too bad. We have New Orleans taking on Arizona. That shouldn't be too bad. But that Chicago Bears and Washington one, that one was horrific. I am not going to lie. And I had Chicago winning. I'm not even going to front. I had Chicago winning. I won't lie to you. I'm not. You guys know I'm not picking the water closet. I'm not picking the walking commodes over here. What the fuck I look like? Fuck out of here. And plus, any part of me that likes the Giants, like, really can't pick Washington half the time. Like, I really can't pick. I can't pick the Cowboys. And if it wasn't for the fact that I don't know why. Maybe it's the black quarterback thing. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was Donovan McNabb. Maybe that's why I like Philly. Maybe it was the black quarterback. I'll keep it simple with you. See, this is what they mean by representation matters. And for no reason whatsoever, growing up, like, I'm a Philly fan. I know, and the only reason why I'm even watching them is probably just because they got the black quarterback, and he's good, right? He over there crawling so that Lamar Jackson can run. Take these niggas off the dribble and the drive, and you know how we rise. This is my bowl at. Bowl at. Can you hear me, Lou? What the fuck is going on with Lou? You over here set tripping and shit. Ayo. Alright, whatever. Unfortunately, this broadcast is unavailable in your area. What the fuck you? Oh, this is the ESPN game. The Nuggets and Warriors game. Okay. We're gonna get some Knicks talking a little. We're gonna get some Knicks talking. Like, it was just disappointing. It just really was. It really was just a very disappointing game. And they're gonna have to learn how to start doing some RPOs with this youngster, right? They start working into his draft. This is why it seems like it's sabotage. Everybody else around the league has gotten the memo. Stop trying to pigeonhole these guys into an antiquated system that they can't be successful in. Every fish will look like a derelict if you judge them on flying. That's what they're doing over here. He's a fish out of water, and they try to have him fly in the pocket, and he ain't flying for them. But if you let that fish swim and roll out to the right or the left, oh man, can he make waves. It's a different one. You're right. Yeah, I met this Peruvian chick recently, and I ain't gonna lie to you. I was really intrigued by her features. She looked real black. That's what I'm trying to say. She looked real black. She looked light skinned. Like she had a black nose. Like she had black lips. Them shit was plump as fuck. And let me stop describing her. Let me stop. It's gonna start sounding weird. But I just have to, because I seen them pop up. And it's like I was surprised to find out the nationality was Peruvian. Because the only thing I know about Peruvians is what I learned from Biggin. That's Peruvians try to do me, and I ain't paid them yet. And I had one homeboy that was Peruvian. He married my Puerto Rican homegirl named Kim. Kim, you Puerto Rican? Oh, you Dominican. I think you're Dominican. I'm tripping. God damn, you kids are grown now, ain't they? Shit, at least your little man is. God damn, motherfuckers get old as shit. That's what happening. Like, all these motherfuckers getting old, and I'm just like in this weird ass time loop. Seeing everybody around me age is weird. It's weird, B. Watching everybody around you age, and you just kind of sit here like, where the fuck is everybody going? Feel like Doctor Strange in this, like the bad Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? They had to create his own little time where, like, I'm in that shit. With my whole little time world. Let's get back to this other game. Lakers bullshit ass game. We're gonna see what happens in Chicago. It's gonna be funny because either the quarterback goes or the coach goes, and this is gonna be the funny thing. This is the kind of quarterback. If this coaching staff don't get it right, people are gonna be pushing weight to try to get him. When I mean by pushing weight, they're gonna give us some draft picks to get him. Yeah, I'm hungry now. So I'm gonna this Chicago quarterback scenario is probably going to be one of the more intriguing quarterback scenarios in the league for the next couple of years. Because if they keep doing this to him, because they don't see him being the guy that they want, even though we see that you can groom this guy to be just as great as the Kyler Murrays, the Lamar Jacksons. Who are some of these other I'm slow down on saying that you could be as good as Justin Hurts. So good, because he is that good. But he can get up there. He can start getting in the line of these young quarterbacks with wheels. And then if he's like Lamar Jackson or has some kind of objective, we'll be talking about the same way. Like, hey, you know what? He's not accurate here. He's kind of just there, but he has great wheels here. But hey, from Fitzmagic's mouth, he's great in the deep ball. He's great running the ball. He's mediocre in the short game. So how about we start getting him run for short yardage, and then when they keep breaking him with the RPOs, you want to play action, whatever you need to, because RPO is kind of that form of a weird as a play action anyway, right? But you want to play action RPO or play action RPO until you finally get that deep ball, until you get that one-on-one that you're looking for, and you let it air out, and there goes 3 receptions, 112 yards. Like, have we not seen the formula? We got Ja doing it in Buffalo. Maple syrup everywhere. You know, eh? Let me call the Mounties on your ass. Act like you know. And I'm going to tell you what's already popping in my head. Him going to Denver. Or Seattle. Can you imagine Justin Fields with Pete Carroll? Look what he's doing with Geno Smith. Can you imagine him with Pete Carroll? I'm just saying. What Chicago is doing right now is organization one-on-one on how to ruin your young quarterback. You know how I know? I'm a Jets fan. I've seen it a dozen times. It hasn't been a dozen times. We're not Cleveland Browns fans. Sorry, Cleveland. Actually, you know what? Not.
Cleveland! This is for you!
I'm telling you, it's awesome. It really is awesome. The rivalry that I now have again with Cleveland. It really is special. What's going on here in my audio? Can you hear me now? Finally. What's going on here? Lewis is tripping and shit. What did I just say? Thursday Night Football, him getting traded. Yeah, you know what? Don't remember. Seriously. Don't remember what the hell we was just talking about. Oh, I really enjoyed my beef with Cleveland. I was flicking off Cleveland. I really do. And listen, we have an Ohio correspondent that's directly from Cleveland, right? And we love fucking with you. Actually, we got some callers calling it right. I'm seeing right now pop it in. Seen Kevin pop up. Seen Mike pop up. I forgot what I was trying to do here. Pushing P. Control P. Space P. Sorry, what's that? Windows P. Trying to extend my screen over here. I know my batteries are low. Talk to me like that. I'll smack the shit out of you. That's not talking. Lakers getting waxed. 851 to the Kings. This is when you know this is preseason. This shit don't matter. Preseason matters. Some people preseason don't matter. Or kind of how you are and where your team is at. Like that's really determine like how you feel about. Is that my niece? She got a boo thing. She got a boo friend. Yo, I love man. I love all my nieces, and obviously, but I love this particular niece's personality. Actually, you know what? I love all my nieces' personalities. I honestly don't have a shy niece in the bunch. Like they all have fully enjoyed their 20s, and I'm happy for that. Like you need to enjoy. Like these are crucial time frames. Like you need to enjoy this. You need to enjoy this time. Oh, hey yo, what's going on here? The fuck did I just walk myself into? I walked myself into a goddamn story. That's what I did. Thinking it was just a couple of pictures. See, I hate when I think things are just pictures. And next thing you know, Brittany Griner forced to shower only twice a week and allowed outside once a day. And there's people here laughing. There's people here laughing. But like I said, that's because these people are ultimately, like I said, they ultimately sound they just have no compassion for human life. Or like I said, they'll be the first ones if something bad happens to them. Like they completely cry. They completely cry victim, and they want the whole entire world and justice system to bend over backwards for them, and they want everybody to understand their plight and their story. Like I said, like a lot of these people, like you guys are just bad-minded for no reason, and you just continue to bring bad karma. Frank Barrera, Raymond Schwartz, like you guys are really just bad people. Well, maybe not Raymond Schwartz. He ain't saying really anything really bad. Sorry. And in prison, you get to shower daily. I think, right? But it does suck. It does suck. It does really suck. What do we got here? You know what? I don't want to be disappointed by people. I don't want to be disappointed by Thursday night football anymore. And you know what you definitely don't want to be disappointed by? Your homie down below. You don't want to be disappointed by your stroke game ever again. I said, I'm not going to tell you about something that you want. I'm going to tell you about something that you need. I'm going to tell you about something that you want. Okay? This will change your life whether you need it or you don't. Like I said, this is going to be something that you want and not something that you need. Listen to me. What am I holding in my hand? Folks, I'm holding in my hand something called Blue Chew. What is Blue Chew? Blue Chew, this happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your thrill. All you need to do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do squeakle, 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 squeak, squeakle, squeak, squeakle, squeak. This thing has the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so this is one opportunity you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, and she will love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. I know you're wondering, T, these things are expensive. What am I supposed to do here? Not only are these things super cheap, I told you, for a very low cost, but if you use my promo code XCTS, no, it sounds like ecstasy, right? No, but X-Ray, Charlie, Tango, Sierra, you can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Or come down to Sharky's on Wednesdays. I think you see where this is going. Come down to Sharky's on Wednesdays. We have the trivia segment. When you get your question right, you have your choice of Doobie Snack or Do It Pack. It's on you. But when it comes to Blue Chew, there really is only two instructions. You chew it, then you do it. Listen, if nobody else believes in you, Blue Chew does. And God does. Let's leave God out of this. I want to get too spiritual. Blue Chew definitely believes in you. And you believe in yourself again anytime you chew it. Because you'll be ready again anytime that you want to do it. And let me talk to you alcohol drinkers, right? Now, granted, you're not supposed to do this on alcohol. But can I tell you this cures whiskey dick? Just saying. You're not supposed to do this on alcohol. Remember that. But this definitely helps cure whiskey dick. For you cappers out there, right? Or I don't want to say that for you cappers out there. For you habitual line steppers with the cap, right? Like you're right there towing that margin. If you want to make sure that you do everything that you said you was going to do in those DMs, you Blue Chew it. Like, listen, let you know right now, if you're watching my fish, my one fish in the sea, you know what I'm trying to get my hooks into. Our first time, I'm going to Blue Chew the shit out of you. Telling you right now. You go like that first time is gonna be a full doses of Blue Chew. You were like, oh my god, this nigga, this Blue Chew, baby. It's gonna be. I'm telling you now. So if you ain't listening, it's on you, because you know I'm gonna promote you. I'm about to promote your show in just a minute. So I said all I can say. You guys have to piece the rest together. Listen. You know, okay, I know we talked about some ups, we talked about some downs, we talked about not being let down, but we have some people that they're not, by them letting you down, they're not letting you down. By them letting you down, they are being their same old reliable selves, because this is generally what we expected to happen with them eventually in the season. The fact that it's happening in preseason just to let you know how far they have progressed down the valley of glasshood. Let's get into the
MyT injury report.
Head down.
So two notable names, two notable injuries that have recently, and I'm gonna leave the Blue Chew promo code up until we get to our next topic. So yes, folks, go to www.bluechew.com, use promo code XCTS, and you'll be able to get your first order for free. Listen, that's for me and MyT. Listen, Christmas is right around the corner. I know some of you trying to get some new J's, right? You better step your dick game up. Right? Maybe you ain't get that PS5 or you ain't get that Xbox yet. Blue Chew, get your dick game up, pimpin'. Blow her back out. Guarantee that your Christmas looks fat. Holidays are coming up. You plan on being a fuckboy? Get your dick game up so that you can bullshit off for Thanksgiving. Just sorry, ladies. Listen, ladies. You know I love you. You know I love you, and I'll sit here and give you as much advice as possible. So if you're fucking with somebody and they start portraying some of the patterns that you hear going on in the podcast, but like don't ignore that shit. Like we just talked about it, right? He still left one. Of course, it's the Sacramento Kings. I still never got a chance to get that mascot. I think I could rock the Kings mascot in 2K. I think I could fucks with that. One. So the first injury we'll like to talk about is one very shockingly, Kristaps Porzingis. Yes, folks, Kristaps Porzingis has already hurt himself. So if I'm not mistaken, Kristaps Porzingis and Bradley Beal still have not played together since Christoph has been there. Because when Christoph was playing, Bill wasn't, and when Bill was playing, Christoph wasn't. But they said he should be there for the 2 for 3 tacos, monster tacos. Oh, this is Jack in the Box. I was wondering why those tacos looked all wavy and shit. Wait a minute, I've been babysitting this motherfucker. You guys know that. Let me get some real gulps in this bitch. So, Christoph Porzingis is already out, ankle injury, right? We're gonna see if if he's able to start for the regular season. That's up in the air. Actually, it's funny that I'm talking about this, right? Because actually, we're gonna talk about 3 power forwards in this position, and it's 3 power forwards and probably some of the 3 of the biggest markets in the league. So I think you know where I'm going with the next one, and probably with the one right after that. That's right, buddy. Coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Oh, tell my girl I'm coming home. Delete all those niggas that you talk in your phone. Cause tell my girl I'm coming. I'm sorry. Joke me, I'm like, things not going like that, Bridget. If that have happened, if y'all think that, you have suspicion like that, just drop out, you see? Also, guys. Your brethren, me and you are chat, right? Because if we don't want to take the blue through there, right? We have to know that in our culture we have plenty of natural resources for us to take, right? So just make sure that you buck up and pack upon your natural substance and root, right? Maca root, what other one called you look at Arnie man root. Wait, name. Charatin. Why me I forget this again? Every blood clot time, right? Your tongue got it, right? You might make sure you have that pan you. And hold on, what are the what the other one name? What other one name? Hold on, wait name? Yeah, excuse me. Your epiodum extract. Oh, them call it excuse me, Arnie goat weed. There we go, Arnie goat weed. Right, buck up on them trees something if you're a smoothie person, right? Protein shake kind of person, thing like that. Grab them, put just finger them in your shake, just finger them in your shake, blend it up, right? Make it so like a acid bowl, whatever them name called, and next thing you know, you have a natural like body tanner, right? Yeah, you know what I mean, like instant undertaker. You understand what I say? But if not, then go and get something there. I mean, something I say, brother. It could be a ginseng, thing like that. But if not, then use the promo code. I'm not going to give out. Understand what I say? Right. So we have for the Washington Bullets. Right. We have Christoph Porzingis out. But also for the Lakers. Yep. Here we go. Here we go again. Same old shit, dog. Just a different day. Here we go again. You know how it is when you play with Anthony Davis. Oh, let's get back to Instagram before we lose though. So yep, Anthony Davis is out, ankle as well. Now some of these guys that are sitting out, I don't know if Anthony Davis would have sat out for the game season opener. Don't know if Christoph Porzingis would have sat out for the season opener. But it is said that both of them will be there for the season opener. Now, it is funny, again, that you hear coming from Anthony Davis that he really does not want to play the 5. Can I tell you this? As long as your mentality stays that way. Wait a minute. Is he still saying that? Or did I hear that when he did the legacy joint? No, I think that's still news. That's still news. Sorry. As long as you're thinking that, it's going to be very difficult for you guys to win again. Because one, you've already come complacent because you've already won one championship. And let's let you know, one championship with this squad is one championship with squad that has Anthony Davis and LeBron James in 4 years is a disappointment. Sorry. Well, maybe it isn't. Because in 4 years with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in their prime, he was only able to squeak out 2. And then in 4 years with Kyrie in his prime, he was only able to squeak out 1. So it would be kind of fitting that the one that he barely was able, the only reason he was even able to squid out 1 with somebody like Anthony Davis was because of the scenario that perfectly played on the bubble, where injured Anthony Davis was able to rehab for basically an off season, come back and just play for the playoffs, and barely even stayed healthy enough to make it through that. So it is. So you know what though? Like I realize that I think automatically. You know what? He should be winning more with this team, but he probably is winning exactly the right amount. It's an older LeBron James, and the talent has lessened. Like he no longer has the talent in Miami to go to 4 straight finals, right, and win 2 of them. Even though we all know he should have won like 3 of them. Right? He no longer has the talent that he had in Cleveland to go to the finals and squeak out 1 of them. And get 1 of them. Squeak out. Game 7. Right? Nobody scores in the final 2 minutes. Kyrie Irving hits the only shot that anybody even scores in the final 2 minutes. Things go like squeak out, right? Then, literally, by the grace of God and a natural worldwide disaster, the Lakers were able to steal a championship. So I get it. And also, this team isn't as talented as that team was, or any of those teams were. And that team was emotionally charged behind the death of Kobe to go out and win a championship. That's another reason why Anthony Davis muscles through all of those injuries. Didn't have a ring. Super hungry. Trying to honor Kobe. He doesn't have any of those 3 motivating factors anymore. What do you need to honor Kobe for? You already did it. You already got a ring. Don't need to chase one anymore. You're kind of fat and sassy right now. Like you're no longer hungry. Like you kind of want to win it. You kind of would like to win another championship, but you're not desperate to win another championship. You're not the person running for their life. You're the person just trying to catch some food. I'm just saying. Like you're not the gazelle. Like you think you're the cheetah, you're the hunter, but you're not catching the gazelle. You're not running for your life in this instance. The gazelle gets away. You run out of gas and you go to something else that is food. You go to other accomplishments that are easier. Right? You go pick out a herd and you catch one of the weaklings happening in the back. Oh, I got player of the week 4 times. He could arrest on something where you don't want to play power. You don't want to play center. He said he's been very clear on that. I think as long as he has mental roadblocks in his head of things that he doesn't want to do to help this team win, this team may not win again. And then it answers my next question. It lets me know that he's not ready to take the reins off of LeBron James. LeBron James, the 40-year-old man, right? How old is he? I know what's going on here. Let me fix this. Right? LeBron James, the 40-year-old man down there, right? 38. Whatever he is. He's no longer the guy that can automatically be on a team and take them to a... That is no longer his title, which is a title that only I gave, right? I don't know who else in this title. I don't know who else thought of him in that manner. But I've constantly said that LeBron James is one of the only players I can ever think of in history that you put him on any team in the NBA and automatically they're a conference championship. They can make it to the conference championship. automatically, and that's been since since his about fourth year in the league, somewhere around there. Definitely by like year 6 and 7, right? So, okay, I'm back. Hope I fixed all these audio issues. And also, can I tell you that the NBA season is right around the corner. I probably end up talking more about it on Monday, and I'll make the point about LeBron. And you know, let me write that down right now, right? Because we definitely gonna talk about LeBron James on Monday, because you will probably hear the most love from me towards LeBron coming this year. And I want to let you know that this is the love for him that I've always had in my heart. And I still mean a lot of the stuff I said. I wouldn't want him on my Knicks. I wouldn't be able to root for him on my Knicks. I'm not a big fan like that. He's not my guy. I was a Melo fan. I'm still salty about the Melo draft scenario. I still understand how Melo didn't go first. They don't understand how he didn't go second. It's petty sports reasons, right? AFN playing his high school game, or ESPN playing his high school game instead of the Knicks game that was scheduled to be played. Little stuff like that. But absolutely love me some LeBron James. And this year, and you will finally hear all of that love come out this year. There's also, he's not on any team for me to dislike. He's not on a team in the East. He's not on a Miami team that I hate. He is no longer in a conference that even affects me. And I know for a fact that it's going to be a whole lot harder for him to get over the West than it ever was for him to get out of the East when he was in the East. Like, bro, even the year that he went through the West, like, the West ended up being, like, it was like the most injured year the West ever had. Like, look at for that. And it was COVID. Nobody's sweating you. Like, y'all put it on TikTok. What happened to hip hop? Let's continue to go down this road. So Anthony Davis is already out injured. Now, while Kristaps Porzingis and Anthony Davis will play for the home opener on their squad, I still haven't heard the verdict on this last individual, because I actually added him while we were talking in this segment. Right? I know you guys were like, wait, what segment are we in? Got you. I'll remind you.
The MyT injury report.
You will. All right, so the other one is also New York Knicks power forward Obi Toppin. Looked like towards the end of this preseason game, the final preseason game of the season that we're basically watching right now. And I don't know if there's any games on tomorrow, but I know this is definitely the last preseason game for the New York Knicks. In this game, in the closing moments, Obi Toppin ended up hurting his leg. I'm not quite sure if it's a groin, ankle, calf, but it looks like he has a lower extremity injury, and we're going to keep an eye on this. We'll see what we talk about on Monday. The season starts on Tuesday. For the Knicks, their first game, their season opener starts on Wednesday. So he has a little bit of time. If it's something minor, like he tweaked something, landed bad, maybe he banged knees with somebody, who knows? But I know he definitely went back into the locker room. Again, this is the regular season. I'm anticipating him playing. Unless this guy Hertenstein, or Hertenstein or whatever, just ends up just showing out for us. But like the rest of them, this is the regular season. I'm anticipating that the Knicks are going to play him on the season opener. But again, we don't know the severity of this injury, so we will continue to keep an ear out, and hopefully we have an update for you on Monday. don't worry, I'll be listening to a couple of other podcasts. Trust me, some podcasts that if you want to listen to, just listen and hear all Knicks talk, you should definitely go check them out. We're talking about long and suffering Knicks fan. Who's the other one? Damn it. I really wish I knew what Knicks state of mind. Who else is there? There's another one I can't remember. There's like 3 of them. And if you guys are Knicks fans, you should definitely go check them out. Definitely. They are so worth the listen as a Knicks podcast. Now, I don't agree with some stuff that they say sometimes. I definitely don't. So just let you know, you can listen to us and you'll listen to them, and you'll get 2 different perspectives on the same exact scenario, which I think is great, because a lot of times what I hear from one of them complain too much that people that listen to them, when they sneak listening to in their rooms, like they basically regurgitating word for word, cadence for cadence shit that they said, and I'm like, nah, Pippin, I can't even listen to my favorite sports analyst anymore, because our opinions are so in tune and we like each other. Yeah, that ain't you guys. But even I go against you guys. I go the opposite of you guys. It's because everybody that I know that's you guys it's probably going your way. Nah, fuck that. I go opposite. Fuck that. I'm the voice of the people that you don't get to. Just let you know. I'm the voice of the people that you don't shout out. I'm the voice of the people that you don't recognize. Your boy MyT Sports over. I'm coming for you guys. I'm gonna catch up. We all listen. B. We all gonna be OPPing together. We gonna be on other people's podcasts. We gonna be crossing streams. Respectfully. Let's see. Let's continue to march forward, right? Like, how much time? Wait a minute. What happened here? What did I just do here? Oh, shit! I fucked something up. Okay, so we got a few minutes before we have to put up a new feed for the call-in line. Let's let you guys know in about 18 minutes, right? We will be taking our hard break for the podcast. Everybody that's listening, you'll be hearing our commercial. For you guys watching, you'll see me probably while hearing our commercial. We'll see how I feel about that. For the individual that is on the call-in line, right, the podbean call-in line, I have to reset that call-in line for you guys. I see you guys in the queue. Right, whenever you guys are ready to call up, I will go ahead and start getting to you guys. We'll get and I know you guys are here for the picks. Let me let the crew know. Let's see where they're at. I got the picks coming up soon. All right, so we're gonna lose everybody on the Podbean calling line, right? But we're just gonna be resetting that while we run a commercial, and we have a new feed ready for you guys already. So if you guys even look now in the live segment, you'll already see that there's another scheduled MyT Sports podcast feed, a calling line already set up. That's gonna be the very next one whenever this one goes down. Don't worry, as I see more people popping again, I'll make sure that I mention this again before we switch over. 3 minutes left to go in this game, and it is a complete blowout, 118-77. Niggas getting mollywopped. We saw LeBron James missing dunks and all kinds of stuff. Oh my God! And Golden State over here, you seen alley-oops being thrown from pool to green. No, I'm joking. It's from Stephen Curry. He's finally playing. He didn't play in that last game we watched. Right, to Draymond Green, who throws an alley-oop to, was that Kuminga? Or was that Wiseman? Yep, that was that. Wait. Yeah, that could be Kuminga. They play some super small ball. Look like they got Klay Thompson on the floor with Steph Curry, who just put his man on the floor like had him a little right, put him in the blender. Cool pick. Draymond catches it in the middle of the lane, throws it up to Kuminga, he dunks it. This is sweet. So there we go again. Klay Thompson catches it on the wing, he does the handoff to Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry gives a nice little hesitation dribble. His man stumbles. Where he goes to the top of the key. Another man picks him up. That same man that stumbled picks him up. He gets screened by Draymond Green. He ends up stumbling. He dishes it into Draymond Green. Right now it's a 5-on-4 scenario since the guy that was guarding Steph is now out of the picture. Right, Draymond Green flings it up to a cutting Kuminga. I'm pretty sure that's a Kuminga. right? To a cut in Kaminga, and next you know we're talking about two with an alley-oop. Alrighty. So we also let's continue more for we the guys if you guys don't know we have a boxing match coming up this weekend. We have a big boxing match coming up this weekend. This is actually going to be the repeat. This is going to be Haney versus Cambosos 2. Haney versus Cambosos 2. All right, make picks for the weekend. Then we got to send this off one more time, people. I know you want to like, yeah. So and then we'll continue to talk about this fights coming. I'm coming in here. Is that Lewis? Oh. Lewis keeps trying to send me invites, and he don't be like, yo, why don't you just come jump in my room? Bro, tripping. Big time tripping. But all right, let's continue. Let's continue to march forward. Let's continue to march forward. We have a big fight coming up this weekend, folks. In case you guys don't know, we have Devin Haney, the undisputed light heavyweight champ, taking on George Kambosos, folks. This is going to be part 2 of this fight after Haney dominated Kambosos earlier. That's Lou. No. Right after he dominated Cambosos. Now, honestly, when he did that, this is when he ended up unifying the 4 weight classes, being one of few, if not one in one, right? Well, one of few to go ahead and unify all 4 titles. We're talking about the IBF, the WBA Super, the WBC, and the WBO light heavyweight titles. Now, when Haney fights Cambosos this weekend, he will be putting all 4 of his titles on the line in this fight, so he could come. And remember, he didn't come in here and win 4 titles. Like, he had titles when he came into the fight to fight Kambosos, but he just needed one more, and that was the one that Kambosos had. Right now, David Haney is 5'8" with a reach of 71 inches, 28 and over, 15 knockouts. We have George Kambosos 15 with a 59 and a half inches tall. All right, 5'9" and a half inches. Oh, sorry. 68 inch reach, and folks, he is 20-1. His one loss, yes, folks, coming to Haney. Now Haney, this is a fight Haney really didn't want to take, right? And it's not the fact that he's ducking Kambosos, it's the fact that it was such a dominant fight, right? It was such a one-sided fight that Haney felt like he should just be moving on to his next challenge. But of course, as you guys know, there if you figured it out by now, there is a rematch clause in the contract immediately for the champ, or for the former champ. So the fact that he lost, and this just happened to this, I think was this earlier this year? Was this June this year? April this year? So now we get to see them fight again. Now the thing about it, as I'm talking about the rematch clause, I said it was because it was so dominant for Haney, right? Why he didn't want the rematch in there. But Kambosos wins this one, right? And I said all it takes is one punch. Kambosos wins this. Then we're talking about a trilogy. That's gonna be a pretty decent draw, because we're gonna talk about for the second or third time or whatever, that we're talking about an individual getting all 4 of these titles, because every time all 4 of these titles are gonna be on the line. It's gonna lead for a nice little intriguing trilogy, but most people don't see this being a trilogy. This is gonna be over and done with in their next rematch. And folks, this fight is tomorrow. Actually, it's later today at 10:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus, if I'm not mistaken. Now, let's see here. You know what? This actually is perfect timing. This actually is perfect timing. I am going to run a commercial break. When we come back, actually, you know what? Should I do the raffle now? You know what? Nah. We're gonna do the raffle at the top of the next, on the top of the hour, right? When we come back from our next break. So I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut the phone lines. All right. I'm gonna reset those. You guys are gonna hear. You guys are gonna hear a nice little army commercial. Right. You guys get an opportunity to go ahead and get your drinks refilled. Right. Roll up your next joint. Pack your next bowl. Go use the bathroom real quick. All right. We're gonna run our next. We're gonna run our final commercial for the day, for the evening. I know you guys hate commercials. Let me get this out the way. It's not long. Plus, it gives you time to do it. Plus, you know it's exactly like a minute long. Right? So you know this is going to take too long. But when we come back, we're going to do our picks. We're going to talk about Tom Brady. Florida man comes back up again, possibly. We're going to talk about our raffle, right? And we're going to do our raffle winner at the top of the next show, next segment. We didn't get a chance to do it on Wednesday. I had everything went disarray Wednesday. That's why I keep telling you guys, you need to be there on Wednesdays. Because if you don't catch it live, you may never get that show again. You may never hear it. You may never see it. I don't know if it's out there or not. I don't think it is. We had all kinds of weird technical difficulties at the end. I don't know if my computer needed to update. I don't know if my Wi-Fi was really going down. I don't know if the Wi-Fi went down. I don't know if it's something in the area. I don't know if it's because the people people came around. They started pressure cleaning the whole entire building. It's like, it was crazy. But we're gonna tell you about the raffle, folks. We're definitely gonna tell you about the raffle winner. But while I'm gonna tell you about the raffle winner in the beginning of the next segment, right? Let me tell you what we are raffling off, or what we have been raffling off. What we have been raffling off every single Wednesday for the past 6 weeks, right? And I'll let you know how much, and we'll let you know how much money that we raised, right? For the past 6 weeks, we have gotten, folks. It is going to be 2 tickets to In Art We Lust 3. In Art We Lust 3 is an all-female, immersive, cultural art event. It's going to be featuring, and I did say all-female, right? You guys heard me say that, right? All-female driven art showcase. It's going to be benefiting the National Breast Cancer Foundation. That's where the proceeds that the tickets that we, so the raffle tickets that we sold off are going to go to. Right? In Art We Lust is going to represent talents of the local South Florida artists. So that night, no kids allowed. It's a grown folks event. Come dressed to press a little bit. All right? You can enjoy a night of live musicians. There's going to be DJs. There's going to be a raffle. There's going to be vendors. I may even be doing the sports podcast from there. You guys come sit down on the show and join us. Relax, and actually just come and meet some of South Florida's most brilliant and creative minds. And if you see something that you like and you're in the position to, take home or work, go to a great cause. In Art We Lust 3, October 21st, at the Coral Springs Centers for the Art. At this point in time, it's too late for you to be able to join the raffle. The raffle has been closed. We're going to be revealing the winner coming up pretty soon. But you can still get your tickets. It's not too late. Go to the Center CS, THE Center CS, Charlie Sierra.com. No stitches. Nah, I wasn't doing that stuff. Don't play with me. I'm about to play this next game all over again. You know what I want to play? I want to play that next game where Obi Toppin put on that slam dunk contest. Like that was real nice to see. But you know what? I'll watch the highlights right now for the next game, or the highlights of any game that I didn't quite see yet today. It was up already, but you can go to thecenterscs.com. Use the promo code ART22, like Jay-Z's 22 twos, ART22, and you'll be able to. And pre-sale is still available. You'll be able to still get your tickets. Tickets are like $25, right? But wait, there is more. On the 22nd through the 30th, we also have. Hold on, I gotta borrow my. Sorry, Instagram people. I should have sent this to myself already. I shouldn't be doing it. I shouldn't be treating you guys like second-class citizens. Because I know you want to hear about this too. But it's also Young Frankenstein, right? Young Frankenstein is going to be taking place at. Why is this cut off? Crap. I don't know why that's cut off. But there's also the Young Frankenstein show. Okay, here we go. Young Frankenstein show, which is going to be at Willows Theater at Sugar Sand Park. That's 300 South Military Trail in Boca Raton, Florida, 33480. You can go to. Actually, you could call the office box. To be honest, you 561-347-3948, or go to enteractetheatrics.com. That's entractetheatrix.com. And folks, and the Young Frankenstein runs from the 21st of October to the 30th of October. We're going to write that down, make sure you have that information again for you guys. So from the 21st of October to the 30th of October, there's also Young Frankenstein that you can also go on and reserve tickets for. It says it's going to be at the Sugar Sand at, where's it again? It's at the Willow Theater at Sugar Sand Park. Excuse me. Ooh, shit. And again, that number is 561-347-3948. And you go ahead and reserve your tickets if you want. Now that event is being they're both being ran, orchestrated, or directed or choreographed by the same person, right? Like the one incredible Nikki Daikon. I never actually how to properly pronounce her name, but we still gonna be doing. We haven't been able to get her on the show before these events. That's really what we really wanted to. But hopefully that we'll be able to do it. We still have an interview scheduled for her. It just won't be here on the podcast. But what we'll do for you guys is that we will air that podcast for you to listen to, and I upload that as well as an isolated event. So you'll be able to hear it on the podcast during the show right after that we do it. And we'll also upload that in itself as well for you guys to enjoy. But hey, between now and the 30th, like there's some events going on. If you're in the Orlando area, there's something going on in Orlando as well too. But you guys are gonna really have to at me and be like, hey, what's going on in Orlando? Right? When I see that, then I'll be like, okay, here goes the event that's going on in Orlando. I'm going to 3 different shows in like 2 weeks. And I love it, right? Because they're both being put on by individuals that I know, individuals that I love, individuals that I want to get to know better, because I wants to love you. No, seriously, shorty. Like I'm giving you we'll talk. Like don't get it twisted. Like I know you mad busy right now, so I'm letting you do your thing. Like I really am. Like the last thing I want to be is a distraction. Sorry. Like I understand how that could be. Like you gotta focus right now, so I'm letting you focus. So we're gonna go ahead and go ahead and switch over the feeds. We're gonna run our commercial. We're gonna switch over the call-in lines, and we will be back with the Mighty Sports Podcast in, what we're going to say? We'll be back in like a minute or so? Yeah, I think it's something like a good. Whether that's on Facebook, that's on Twitter, that's on Instagram, right? Whether that's on Twitch, that's on YouTube, whether you're listening on Podbean, Spotify, Pandora, Google Podcast, iTunes, Apple Podcast, Amazon Podcast, or Amazon Music. However you're listening, I do appreciate it. But hey, don't forget as you're listening, don't forget to like the episode that you're listening to. Don't forget to share as well. Sharing is caring. Share with the people that you know, so they can listen as well too. So you guys can talk amongst. But like, yo, that shit, that's T said that shit. You know what I mean? Like, you guys can talk amongst y'all. But also definitely make sure you subscribe. But you share so other people can subscribe as well, and that way you can hear that little bing bong every time that we go on. And plus, like, the subscriptions help your boy out. Like you can't just don't be ghost listening, don't be ghost following. Like nah, like let me know, subscribe. You know, where the hood at? So we've been doing this raffle now for In Art We Lust 3, which as we've mentioned at the end of the last segment is an all immersive female driven showcase that benefits the National Breast Cancer Foundation. In Art Less We Fear is going to represent the local talents of South Florida artists. You'll be able to enjoy a night of live music, DJs, raffles, vendors, live body art, and more. Come meet some of South Florida's most brilliant creative minds and take home some beautiful work of art, all for a great cause. That's what you're going to get there. It's gonna be a blast. MyT Sports Podcast is gonna be there as well. It's being organized by the brilliant Nikki Dyken, right? Right, so it's something that you definitely want to see. It's at the Coral Springs Center of the Arts. If you would like to get your tickets, you go to thecentercs.com. Use the promo code ART22, right? And just go ahead and you'll be able to pre-order your tickets. If you don't pre-order your tickets, I believe that you may still be able to get some tickets the day of at the box office. Listen, if you go to the box office, tell Bria that you're there with the MyT Sports Podcast. Maybe you get a discount. Maybe you don't. It won't hurt to drop my name. Like, yo, I heard about this from the MyT Sports Podcast. Like, I'm coming through. About to drink my hair again. So, let's go ahead and get this done, right? Because we've been really blessed, right? We've been really blessed, and I thank everybody that has donated. I thank everybody that has donated money to this cause, right? So, let's go ahead and let's see what's going on. We got 20, we have 30, we have 40, we got 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. I know you guys watching saw that, right? 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. We made $65. You know what? I may just add an extra $35 on this and make it an even $100 that we go ahead and donate. But let you guys know, you guys raised $65. I appreciate every single time, every single dollar, every single raffle ticket that you guys bought. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate the love. Like you guys don't understand like how much that this not just means to me personally, but how much this means to Nikki, how much this means to the Breast Cancer Foundation, how much it means to In Art We Lust 3, like how much it means to the people that's doing this. This show that you guys care there. Right, that you guys care to be able to give, some of your hard-earned money to go ahead and help benefit this cause and this event. So, without any further ado, right? So again, folks, this is to In Art We Lust 3, which is the all-female event immersive showcase, right? And like I said, if you don't win your, what is that? Right? If you don't win, right? If you don't win, then you'll be able to still get your tickets at thecenterscs.com. And folks, here we go. We have our winner, and it is Victor, folks. And look, there's mad tickets in there. Mad tickets in there. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm about to clean that shit up. Just to let you guys know. Like he won over my mom. He won over some dude named Raph. Oh, that's Raphael. Like you understand? He won over my homegirl. Like there was mad tickets out there. Victor, you are the winner. Victor, I will be calling you. I'll let you know on how to get your tickets, and we will get you squared away. You guys may have actually seen Victor. You know what? Congratulations to Victor, because I think you guys may have even seen when Victor actually bought his tickets. He actually bought them right now on the podcast. You can see him filling them out. It's no joke. Go back and watch that episode. Got a rubber band that. I'll have to get a band for this. And this is exactly how I'm going to handle the money, too. You know how we do. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. I'm going to handle the money just like this. We go add $35 more onto this. Well, I'm just going to see if I can get more people that may want to donate to it. Basically, and also let you guys know, you guys have been getting all my... You guys have... Yeah, wait. You guys also got all my tips, too. So any tips that I've gotten over the last 6 weeks went to this as well already. I just realized I'm about to drop $35 more. Well, you know what? The tip money wasn't my money. The tip money was the money from the people. What the hell did I feel that was sticky in here? There was something sticky in here. I was like, ugh. But folks, there goes the mighty raffle. And don't worry, folks. We will find other things and other cool items to go ahead and raffle. It looks like you guys really enjoyed it, right? So we'll find other nice things to try to raffle off. So we're gonna try to find something real fast because Christmas is coming up. Christmas is right around the corner, and I want to be able to give that 6 weeks as well. Never know. Maybe I buy dolphin tickets for the end of the year. Maybe I go out and buy one dolphin ticket for the end of the year, and I raffle that off all year. I may do that. I just may do that. We will see. You know what? You know what? Let me find out. I'm gonna see if I can contact a couple of people, right? I'm gonna see who has a connect with. I'm gonna see who I know who has a connect with. Yeah, I'm gonna see who has a connection with the Miami Heat, or with either the Florida Panthers, or even the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna see. Maybe I don't have to buy a ticket. Maybe I can get comped a ticket. Like, who knows? Like, maybe there's something out there for me. Maybe I can be like, hey, I'm a local podcaster. Whatever I want to see if I can raffle off. I want to raffle off one ticket off at my local bar, right? As a Christmas gift, and see if any of them will accommodate me. We're gonna try. And then listen, damn it, another thing about it, and then ladies, I'm gonna tell you this, ladies, if this is successful, then I'm gonna try this not only for football games, but for basketball games, and that way, during the season, I can reward people that come into Sharky's with the Dolphins ticket, but I can reward you ladies with a basketball ticket. And may this be one. Listen, I'm just gonna see what I can get. But oh shit, did I take up Victor's ticket? Damn it! I took up the winning ticket. How the hell did I take up the winning ticket? Okay, this one Victor. There we go. Listen, Victor bought $20 worth of tickets, which means that he ended up getting 2, 4, 6. He ended up getting 28 tickets because of that. Or 26. I can't remember what number I was on. But so he got somewhere around there. I think it was 28. So did Ralph. Remember, if you bought 5, you got if you bought 5, you got 7. If you bought 10, you got 4. You got 12. Probably should have been 14. No, it was. Nah, maybe my math is off. Who knows? Nah, I'm right. What, 15? You got. The fuck is my number there? 21. Is that right? You got 20, you got 28. Yeah, there we go. Listen, I just knew how I handed them out. I was like, damn, I was just handing out tickets. Because I wanted you guys to win. I really did. So again, let's go ahead and make sure we put that out there as well. Right, so let me give you guys his number so you guys can call him, right? So it's 786-406-2984. Right? Call Victor right now. Tell him that he just won a prize on the MyT Sports Podcast. Tell him he needs to call into the show immediately. Podbean app. But also Victor has my phone number. Right? Victor has my phone number. He knows how to dial in. I need to get a second line or some shit. I think I do, but I don't know if I do. But I think I do. I do need a second line. I need to find a way to get that Google line, on and popping just for the show. But then you guys are gonna call in here. It's just gonna get awkward. Don't fuck up my flow. We don't need the flow fucked up. We don't need the flow fucked up. Tell me where to go. All right, let's move on because we about to do our picks pretty soon, right? But before we do, let's get into a little Florida man again, right? Because we do have a story about the greatest Florida man of them all, and that's what you guys call him, like the greatest of all time, right? So we have the greatest Florida man of them all, and that is one Tom Brady.
Call on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
Nothing major. It's just that Tom Brady has bought a pickle it in balls company. He's gonna start pickling balls. He's gonna be taking out of pickles and balls. He bought a pickleball company team. See, while I'm making fun of him for buying a pickleball team, but he gets it. I think it's on Wednesday's podcast, or it could have been early in this podcast today. I mean, it was on Monday. Who knows? Earlier this week on the MyT Sports Podcast, we talked about how actually it was Wednesday. I don't understand why but you guys, if you guys are regulars, you heard it before. But I don't understand why players aren't buying other smaller franchises. Everybody wants the NBA team. Everybody wants the NFL team. Everyone wants an NHL team. Everyone wants the MLB team. But they're buying 1% of it. And I get buy 1%, just get some cash coming in, right? Get some residuals. But you own 1% of a company when you can own 100% of it. You could be invested into LFL teams, right? The Legends Football League. You could be buying one of those teams and help big up that sport. You could be buying a WNBA team, which is in path of getting to where you want to be. Like, you want to have a franchise that's worth a couple of $1 billion, buy a WNBA franchise. You're spending about the same amount of money anyway to own 1%. You could be a flat-out owner. Use your celebrity, use your pull, use your clout, use your own hard work and effort, your own blood, sweat, and tears to help build up that franchise, so that when you get what you want out of it, it'll be more profitable. Basically, you want to be with Jerry Buses, but you're the guy that's trying to buy a piece of Jerry Buses, buy a piece of Jerry Buses franchise, not even his franchise, his legacy. That's what you're trying to buy a piece into. You're trying to buy a piece into his. What's the word that I'm looking for? What's the word that I'm looking for? Into his dynasty. That isn't even the word I'm looking for. When you can own your own. Like, it really irks me. But you see what Tom Brady did? Tom Brady was like, you know what? If I own a pickleball team, this pickleball team may get more clout, may get a couple more advertisers, may get whatever money is drawn in now, it may get more money by me being involved. Now, how he would probably really be involved if there were probably like 10, 15 more NFL players or athletes that bought into that pickleball league, but that's probably not going to happen. But that can happen in the WNBA league. That can happen in the LFL league. Shit, if you want to, that could happen in the lacrosse league. That could happen in the soccer league. I don't understand you guys. That you're not thinking outside your box. It's like you almost it's like you're smart dumb. Like you're dumb smart, if it sounds like. Or is that you want to own franchises, but you're only thinking of franchises or you want to own sports teams, but you're only thinking of them in a very small vacuum. You're not thinking ultimate bigger picture by even thinking smaller picture from the bigger picture. It's like the average person that at one point in time, right? Let's just for example. For one point in time, right? This your two major competitors, EA Sports and 2K, right? One was sitting there at $150 a share, and the other one was sitting there like at $25 a share. Now, you may not have had enough money, right? A normal person, right? To say, hey, I want to invest. I want to be able to buy 10 of these shares here, because you want to buy whatever quantity, right? For XYZ amount of money that you have. Or maybe even buy one share. Maybe you didn't have it. Like, damn, one share is expensive. It's called Amazon even, right? But let's stay in the same market. What you could do is you easily have bought, like, you say, I have $100. All right, instead of buying a port of a share, right, what you can do now, you say, you know what, I could buy 4 of these. And anticipate that these 4 shares of 2K Sports at $25 a share is going to eventually catch up to the same price that EA is at. Even while EA grows, even if EA grows to be $250, you know that 2K will get to that $150 that EA used to be at. And so you spend that $100 to own 4 flat out 2K stocks. And now when they all get to 100, 150, now you've made a major profit versus your $100 into a portion of that stock that only went to $250. I think you guys understand what's going on here. And the dividends are better, right? So think of it like that. I really don't understand sometimes why some of these athletes that are now making $250 million, that have made now $500 million, they have made $750 million throughout their career, $600 million throughout their career, $400 million throughout their career, and they haven't realized that you can go out and buy some of these leagues for $10 million that you're thinking about. I really am curious. I'm gonna come back with some numbers for you guys next time, right? And I am going to look into the price of an LFL team, a WNBA team, right? Who else did I say? An MSL team, one of those soccer leagues team, right? That's about it, right? LFL, WNBA, and the soccer league, Major League Soccer, MLS. I said MSL. I got DSL, dyslexic like a motherfucker. DLL, dyslexic like a motherfucker. Oh man, it's 1:00. I'm hungry too. I'm not going to Taco Bell at 1:00 in the morning. I'm gonna go raid my fridge till I got downstairs. Yeah, so Tom Brady gets it. He's like, you know what, pickleball team, I'll buy that. I don't know how popular pickleball team. I know my name affiliated to this is gonna help bring in more money. And the thing about it, I say this because I know that this is the line, this is the avenue that Kobe was gonna eventually go down, and you guys don't even realize it. If he didn't own one, he was gonna be the commissioner. But this is the line he was gonna end up eventually going down. And the fact that I'm saying it, right, it doesn't hold enough weight for you guys to realize that you need to have a course to action. But when Kobe would have went down that line, you all would have followed suit like a bunch of ducks and came quacking along. Now you can take the initiative and not seem like a follower. You can be at the forefront and not the 12th guy to do it because, oh, we see Kobe doing it, all my friends do it, so we wanted to see what this thing is all about. You can actually look and see the monetary value into owning one of them now, and using every single thing that you have learned your whole entire life between money, sports, and business, and put it into that, and go and try to make it flourish. And then you have people you can reach out to, because Magic won't be afraid to talk to you guys. He'll help. He'll talk to you guys because he want to see all you guys be successful. See if Genie is willing to talk to you guys. You never know. But we're done here, right? Let's go ahead and get that cut, right? Let's stop talking about the Florida man. Florida man actually got it right this time. He actually got it right this time. Let's find my remote so I can put in the Knicks game. I don't know what the hell's going on. I thought I did that already. But nope, I just put on highlights and they don't all play automatically. Oh, and they're not ready to show the whole video yet. Okay, never mind. They'll be in my suit out. I could just go to NBA TV and just watch whatever they put it on there. But let's do this. You know what time it is. I think you guys know what time it is. It is time for the MyT football picks. So it is time for week 5 of the MyT. Is it week 5? No, it's week 6 now of the MyT football picks. I honestly did not fully keep track of last week. I can't tell you how well we did. Wait, that was week 4? I keep forgetting that I did tell you guys how well we did. See, this because Thursday passed. I'm over here thinking like it's already past that time. Nah, it's just time for us to go ahead and make some picks, folks. And we have some week 6 picks, folks. Week 6, we officially now know why. I do know why. Plus, like, this is when the motor mouth needs to come down, right? And that's to come on and be pure idle. So week 6, right? We're talking about now you have bye weeks. So if you're a fantasy football player, you're going to have to worry about people being out, not just for injuries, but because it's just their time. It's just team time to have a week off. It's probably going to be your MyT fantasy tip of the week. You lucky dogs, you. Right. So the first game that we have a pick on, folks. I guess they have another game going on in London. I see 9:30 a.m. on here for a San Francisco Atlanta game, folks. And we are going to go with the San Francisco 49ers to come away with that victory. I still don't trust anything Atlanta has going on over there. They just kind of seem shaky still. They seem fugazi. I wouldn't believe them even if I saw them with your eyes. And I trust you guys' eyes a little bit more than I trust mine when it comes to this one, because I am biased when it comes to Atlanta. You guys know how I feel. I'm not gonna take you down. Excuse me. I'm not gonna take you down that road again. It doesn't need to be said, but you guys know, like me in Atlanta, like we've been beefing. It's funny too, because I'm beefing with Atlanta. I'm beefing with Cleveland. And who else am I beefing with? That's about it right now, right? I'm beefing with Miami, even though I live down here. It's crazy. That's wild to me. I'm wild to me. But yeah, I'm beefing with those places. Beefing with Boston. Kind of beef with Indiana. I'm not beef with a lot of people out west. We don't really beef like that. You know what I mean? Like you guys over there, like you do your thing. Like you set trip a whole different way. As long as you don't try to step on my turf, then we good. You know what I mean? There's a lot of teams in the West that I like just because that they're not in the Eastern Conference. We have New England taking on the Cleveland Browns. We're gonna take this as an easy victory for New England. They're gonna make whoever's throwing the ball for the Cleveland Browns look like clown shoes. But you gotta figure, folks. 6 weeks. We're 6 weeks in. We're 1 month away of Deshaun Watson joining this team. 1 month away of Deshaun Watson joining this team. We got the New York Jets taking on the. I'm just saying, if that doesn't cause some little level of intrigue in you, I don't know what will. It doesn't even matter where this team is at. You're going to be curious to see if there's any kind of turnaround that he can provide in that short amount of time he's going to have with them. We already know how disgustingly the Cleveland Browns fans have embraced them, right? Like we've seen the dolls and the mannequins and everything else that they've already had outside the arena. They absolutely have no shame whatsoever. And if you guys are listening on the Podbean, or through the Podbean app is our call-in line. So if you would like to call in and join the show, or even make picks with us as well, feel free to call in and we will get you on the air. It's like 1:00 where I'm at. Like, we're wrapping up the show right after these picks. And why am I out this late? Or why am I up this late? Because I have no bitches. Right? Because I have obligations. That's why. That's truly the reason, right? Like don't let anybody tell you. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Right, let's continue to make these picks, right? So we have the New York Jets taking on the Green Bay Packers, folks. And I'm telling you right now, you guys know me. So you know when I say this, what I mean by this. This is a heart pick. I have no logical reason to pick the Jets. If it wasn't for the simple fact that I was a... For the simple fact that I was a Jets fan, I wouldn't even be picking them. But because I'm a Jets fan, I'm able to talk myself. I can talk myself into picking them. I can talk myself into reasons. The Jets have been looking good lately. Green Bay have lost 2 straight games. They shouldn't be pissed off. They shouldn't be losing a 3rd straight game. We shouldn't anticipate that. I think it's more likely that the Jets lose their 3rd game after winning 2 straight, than versus that the Green Bay Packers is going to lose their 3rd straight game. See, it's really difficult. Jets have looked good, right? The young quarterback is back, right? We have a young running back that can not only run the ball for 100 yards, he can catch out the backfield. Zach Wilson hasn't even started using the wide receiver yet. He hasn't even gotten familiar with Jared Wilson yet. Jared Wilson, how you pronounce his name? Right? He hasn't even gotten familiar with him yet. So there's still him to unlock. What happens if he unlocks him in Green Bay? And now you see the full potential of that dual threat. plus Corey Davis, the big fat contract of Corey Davis. Who's also, so it's possible. It's not completely impossible that the Jets can win this game. I'm just saying it's not likely. And if I wasn't a Jets fan, I wouldn't even pick them. I wouldn't even think about picking them. I wouldn't even want to pick them. But the Jets fan in me says, you know what? We can do this. And I can't pick against my team. I've picked against the Jets, I think, in a couple of games so far this year that we've won. And maybe that's the kicker. Maybe I need to keep picking against them for them to win. You know what? I'm picking Green Bay. Fuck that. I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing some George Costanza shit, right? I'm gonna do the complete opposite. I'm gonna keep picking because I feel like every time I pick my team to win, they lost. Did they? Maybe once they won. But every other time I picked against them, they've won. Jesus. Now I'm in that rock and a hard place. And I haven't even taken a blue chew yet. I want to pick the Jets. It's my heart. Okay, you know what? Nah, fuck that. I'm going to pick Green Bay. And I don't care about getting this right. I'm only picking Green Bay because I want my Jets to win. That's it. Because I'm telling you guys, I told you guys, I normally pick the Jets, and I tell you guys it's a hard pick. But even when I've made a hard pick, right? Or even when I've not made the hard pick, I thought they really had a chance. Like, yeah, you know what? They kind of let me down. But they've been doing well. They're 3-2. How many times did they let me down? Once? See, I'm so scarred as a Jets fan. I feel like they really let me down 4 times this year. But they haven't. Actually, they have. They've won the games I thought they were going to lose. I'm so confused. I am so confused on what to do. I'm going to skip over that game. I have too much. This is one of those times where my heart and my head can't come up with a decision. Right? It's really one of those times. Normally, one of these wins, right? Normally, the head wins or the heart wins. Like normally, we're knee deep into something called trouble that has no gag reflex. But this time, I can't make up my mind. All right. Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Miami Dolphins, and I'm telling you right now, I am picking. Oh no, wait, did I skip the game? I'm gonna go back to that one. I'm picking the Minnesota Vikings to go ahead and wax the Miami Dolphins. Tua got a tongue twister. He's not gonna be in the game again. I don't think they're gonna have. Is it Teddy Bridgewater? Is it Tyrod Taylor? I don't know, one of these black bridge quarterbacks at this time. I'm confusing them because one of them is on the Giants and one of them is in Miami. And listen, I go back and forth in my head between New York and South Florida. I understand this is why they're so confusing to me. I don't know who has what. Right? They both have both of them. But yeah, they don't have their starting quarterback, and even though we poke fun at Tua did have that Miami team inspired. He had them playing high-level football. He had them trying. He had them putting in the extra effort. He had guys reaching for him. He had guys doing the extra little things it takes to win games, close games, and just win close games and games period in the National Football League. Right? I can't say the same about the other 2 guys. Right now, the guys are just playing. I know we always have concern anytime there's Kirk Cousins playing. But that concern about Kirk Cousins is only applicable when it's a primetime game. If this was Thursday night football, you pick the Miami Dolphins to win here. If this is Sunday night football, you pick the Miami Dolphins to win here. This is Monday night. Kirk Cousins does not win in primetime games. But this is a random Sunday afternoon. Like, you understand? We're gonna be listening to Lionel Richie like, I'm easy like Sunday morning. Ooh, ooh. Well, this is an easy breezy game for him. Like, he's gonna be covered by all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I'm picking Minnesota to come away with this victory. And plus, I hate the Miami Dolphins. I do. I live in South Florida. Yes, most fuego city in the world. I don't get that twisted. But I'm not picking their team to win for shit. By suit, I'll be a New Yorker. Fuck that shit. Come holler at your port. No, listen. I'm not. Listen. I've said this now. The only way I think I can ever root for the Dolphins is if my granddaughter was a Dolphins fan. Not my daughter, not my son. Me and my son, we will just beef on that shit. Not my daughter. Like, fuck that bitch. I have no kids. Just let you know, right? Like, I'm talking about like my granddaughter. My granddaughter may convince me to be like, hey, but even then, I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna send you all this shit while you a baby anyway. I'm gonna brainwash the fuck out of you. You don't have to be. You don't have to be the bad apple like your mama. Oh man, got Jacksonville taking on Indy. This is somebody else I have beef with. I don't trust Matt Ryan for shit. I really don't. So give me Sunshine, give me Jacksonville, give me the Florida boy, give me the Cali boy, and we're gonna see if they can come away with a victory. This may not be easy. It really may not be. Like, you never know. If I'm not mistaken, this is a division rivalry game. Jacksonville, Indiana, they're in the same division. I think so. So you never know how these games play out, and we all know that Sunshine is very quickly, now that he doesn't have a coach that is sabotaging his team. He's looking like a serviceable quarterback, better than a serviceable quarterback. He's looking like he's starting to get a hold of things. He looks like he's starting to come along, and now we can actually focus on him and his game and how this team is doing versus the circus act that was going on around the team. That was a shit show from the beginning. We got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the New Orleans Saints. The New Orleans Saints keep surprising me. They really do. The New Orleans Saints keep surprising me with how they pull out victories. Taysom Hill having monster games, not even touching the ball as a quarterback. There's no Sean Payton. There's no Drew Brees. Jameis Winston is on the sideline coaching. And we're doing this with Andy Dalton we're talking about over there. There's no Mike Thomas. If I'm not mistaken, Alvin Kamara, he has charges being brought up against him. I'm going to glaze over that the same way that ESPN has glazed over Tampa Bay Lightning's defensive lineman Ian Cole that has been sexually molesting underage women in high school and grooming them for sexual acts. Like, I don't understand how that story has passed by. You guys go look it up. Tampa Bay Lightning defensive lineman Ian Cole, IAN, Ian Cole. He basically has been putting on his own R. Kelly sexual ring over there. And ain't nobody talking about it. We've been talking about it here on the MyT Sports Podcast, but you ain't gonna let this motherfucker slip. Hueco sucio. As you guys know, a couple things we won't let pass. We won't let Brittany Griner be forgotten about on this podcast. We are not gonna let this Ian Cole story go to rest either. We're gonna make sure we talk about that piece of shit, motherfucker. Every chance we get, we're gonna remind you guys that somehow there's a story about an NHL player that has been sexually assaulting high school women and grooming them for sexual acts. And that story is not making every sports front news. They over here talking about Ime Udoka having consensual sex with one of his co-workers. We over here talking about Dan Snyder having a private investigator so that the NFL owners don't just kick him out of the league. Like, they talk about all kinds of foolishness, except for a story that is really a story. A story that is out that has sports in it, but it's actually real life shit. And it was glazed over. It was talked about for 35 seconds during a Greeny interview with the NHL commissioner. The same way I just glazed over I just glazed over Alvin Kamara. The same way I just did that is the same way they talked about what I just told you about Ian Cole. Now, granted, he's not playing right now. NHL has currently suspended him until further investigation. Don't know if he's being suspended with pay or without pay. That hasn't been disclosed as of yet, or I haven't seen it. This is the last time I looked. I haven't seen it. I haven't checked in the last 72 hours. I can be honest with you about that. But let's continue to make our picks. Let's continue to make our picks. Like let's not forget that we're actually here for a real reason, right? And that is to make football picks. Let's forget about the pedophile, right? In Tampa, not Tom Brady, right? We don't know nothing about Tom Brady. I just think Tom Brady's on meth. That's reckless talk right there. That's me being reckless. That other shit ain't reckless. Right? Tom Brady's just losing too much weight for me. I'm sorry. I think he's on meth. I could have said that until we do our Tampa Bay pick. And I think they're going to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers only because I hate Tom Brady. Right? And the Pittsburgh Steelers suck. That's another hard pick. But yeah, we're not going to let that story die down. That Tampa Bay story is wild to me. That story is crazy to me. It should be crazy to you too. It should definitely be crazy to you guys too. If you guys are listening through the Podbean app, don't forget that the Podbean app is our call-in line. If you would like to join the conversation, if you would like to make these picks with us, you can go ahead and call them through the Podbean app. And also, guys, don't forget to like, share, and follow as well. Please, definitely go ahead and share this so you're not the only one listening. Don't be stingy. Share this with your friends so that you and your friends can sit back and talk about, oh, you hear that shit? That motherfucker just said about the Ian Coles there. I didn't even know that was going on. He's the only person I know talking about this. Hey, yo, listen to this dude real quick. Share it. But also importantly, subscribe so you hear that bing bong every time that we go on. Not just on Podbean. Go to Twitter, go to Twitch if you have Twitch. Go ahead and subscribe on those two platforms as well. Especially if you have Twitch, because if you have Amazon Prime, that means you get Twitch Prime for free, which means that you're able to get a subscription subscription for free off in that one as well. Use it for the MyT Sports Podcast. I appreciate that. I'll let your boy. We all glow together. If I glow, you glow too. I told you that I have Minnesota beating the Dolphins because I hate the Dolphins, right? Even though I live in South Florida. I'm sorry, I want all that smoke. Listen, it ain't nothing better than being in your enemy's home, being on your enemy's turf all the time. Basketball, football, baseball. Just being on enemy's turf because it gives you more people to talk shit to. You understand? If I'm in New York, I don't get a chance to talk shit to somebody every time I turn a corner. As a Dolphins fan, no. My beef with the Dolphins, I don't even get to see a Dolphins fan if I live in New York. I get to see them everywhere I live in Florida. And I get to fuck with them. We get to fuck with each other. We get to go at each other. Man, it's like a sports waltz, right? Like you have a rival partner and you guys do this rivalry dance together, right? And regardless how you dance, it could look smooth, it could look violent, it could look graceful, but it's a dance that you guys share, and you get to maximize my dancing by living in South Florida, and I like to dance, I really do. Like when I go out, everybody, hey, ask where talent's at or where the T is at. Like, hey, they goes to the dance. Wait, damn it, this beat has been in my head all freaking week, and now I can't get the beat right. And watch, it's about to pop in my head back real soon. I can hear it forming. Next up, we have Cincinnati taking on New Orleans. I don't know how to. I don't trust New Orleans right now. I really don't. And New Orleans has come up with two major victories over this last 2 weeks. Don't know how they're doing it, right? Because nothing is what it used to be. They're just piecing dubs together. Jameis Winston likes to do this. He did his Eden dubs. But then we still got that. We still got Smoking Joe Burrow over in Cincinnati, and their start so far to the beginning of the season is a little rockier than I think they would have liked or even anticipated. Even most of us may have even seen. So this should be a nice bounce back game, but nice bounce back games is also just another way of saying it's kind of a trap, B. Like I wouldn't trust these guys any more than I can throw their heaviest linemen. I can't throw their heaviest linemen anywhere. I don't know if I could pick up a leg. Their heaviest lineman may be as like their leg may be as big as my whole body. We're talking one of these 400-pound, 6'8" guys over here looking like the Colossus. But I wrote New Orleans, but I really said I was going Cincinnati. I really wrote New Orleans, but I was going Cincinnati because you know what? I love Jameis Winston. I really do. He's not playing for me to pick him. Why do I love Jameis Winston? Don't ask me why. He is golden goose of content, and he always has been. Ever since college, he's been one of the golden gooses of content. When he is a starter in the league and he is healthy and he is playing, the league is just a little bit more interesting. Because you know, like your wrist, like what are your wrists? Like your wrist or your ankles for your feet, and your elbows or like your knees for your shoulders, right? And they're all connected and everything's intertwined. And you see this grass, we're eating W's. And I'm gonna tell you something, brother. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? Like, is that what it is? Is that what it is? Does Jameis Winston remind me of the Hulkster? I'm coming to the realization of childhood characters that I grew up watching, and I could explain why I like some of these adult figures. Is that why I like Jameis Winston? Does he remind me of Hulk Hogan when he talks? I don't know. I'm still gonna go Cincinnati. Jameis Winston ain't playing, and I don't know what's going on with New Orleans yet to be able to fully come away with an analysis on them. And I may not be able to have one until week 8. I may not have one until halfway through the season, and we'll be able to get a chance to really look at them. And then we get to do our second look at which teams that made the playoffs last year are not going to make it this year. We had the teams that we wrote down at week 4. We're going to pull those up. Right? Actually, at week 5, I should say. Right? End of week 4, beginning of week 5. We're going to do the same thing again at week 8, at the end of week 8, and see if it's still the same teams that look like they're not going to make it, if we're still on path for the same teams that look like they are going to make it. Las Vegas Raiders, New York Giants, right? Teams like that. We're already starting to see a change in roles. Tennessee Titans. Maybe they could just get in by winning the division. So we'll continue to see how things play out. So you guys look forward to that. And also, talking about looking forward. Next season openers is on Wednesday, right? Next Wednesday. They play the Memphis Grizzlies. Also, guys, if you're in the local South Florida area, right, the segment that is sweeping this whole area, this whole barrio, is the MyT Sports Trivia. Folks, I'm telling you, it's supposed to be a half an hour show. I can't even get through a half an hour of the show. Like because you know it's either half an hour of trivia or until all prizes are given away. Prizes are flying. So you really need to be one of the first 5 people. Like if I have 4 prizes, you need to be one of the first 5 people to play trivia. If you want to try to get a prize. Like it's that crucial. People are lining up outside. They gather around, and when the trivia hits, they're there. And the thing about it, people are coming late for the trivia. I'm gonna set a time for you guys. 9:30. If I stop the show at 8 o'clock, that is. So an hour, 90 minutes into. Okay, let's say this even better. 90 minutes into the show, every Wednesday, that's when we're gonna do our trivia. 90 minutes from the moment the show starts, we'll be on the clock, and we'll start that trivia. We may start it early, but that's when we're going to start it. All right? That's the time frame. I want you guys know now. We start the show at 8, and we said 9:30. We started. We started at 8:07. We started at 9:37. If I started at 9, it's not going to be to 10:30. I think you guys understand. I don't have to keep guys explaining this math scenario to you guys. Like, oh, you guys are big girls and boys. Appreciate you guys listening to the podcast. Let's continue down this road, right? Tell you that trivia segment is big. It's a big mood. It's a whole entire big mood. You don't want to miss it. And then we have drink specials now at Sharky's on Wednesdays. Ladies, you drink free. You hear me, ladies? Ladies, you drink free now. 9 to 10. From 10 to 12, 50% off. In the business discount, military discounts. DJ Scepter on the ones and twos. Ooh! DJ Scepter on the ones and twos. Who knew? God did. We got the Baltimore Ravens take on the New York Giants, and the New Yorker in me is not going to pick against these New York Giants. I'm going to pick the New York Giants to go and beat the Baltimore Ravens for the simple fact that Baltimore can't close the deal. The Baltimore Ravens are your really good sales rep that always needs a closer. And right now, they need a closer this year. They can't close to save their life. And that is the only reason I am going against Baltimore. Baltimore, for the last couple of years, have been a team I do not generally like to pick against in the regular season. This should have been one of them. Continue to move on. But during the end of games, they have left their foot off the brakes. I blame the offense as much as I blame the defense. Too often, an offense gets a 23-3 lead, and so many people are like, oh my God, like they came back on them, and the defense this, the defense that, the defense let this up, the defense let this up. I understand the defense let up all those points, but also the offense stopped scoring points. The offense stopped giving the defense short field position or good field position. So by the offense taking their foot off the gas, they consistently put their defense on overtime and put them into overdrive and had them working harder than they needed to. And that's part of the reason why they stopped winning games, but why they're losing games. But also offense, you have to put up points. That is the problem here. Have you not taken enough notes from Bill Belichick, from Tom Brady, from Patrick Mahomes, who has learned that as of now? From Josh Allen, who has learned that already. When you are scoring, when you got your foot on people's neck, you don't take it off. I have a really fucked up reference for that, but I'm not going to say it. You understand? You put your foot on their throat, and you don't stop until they stop breathing. You don't be like, oh, I think there's some dude now. No. The art of war, right? When you snuff out your enemy, you snuff out the flame completely. Because if you leave even a smolder, that smolder can still grow back into a forest fire. Art of war. And if Lamar Jackson, if you have not read The Art of War by now, then you are definitely slacking. You definitely lack, because I guarantee you, all of the people that I just mentioned have probably read The Art of War already. I guarantee you Tom Brady has read it. Pretty damn sure Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen has read that as well. I know Russ has read it, but Russ doesn't know how to apply it. Neither Russell Wilson or Russell Westbrook. Russell Wilson can't get his team to believe in him, and Russell Westbrook isn't huddling up with his team. Don't forget the phone lines are open. So yeah, I'm picking the New York Giants to beat Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens they're gonna have to reassure me that they're the team that we thought they were coming into this season. That they're a team that we thought was a playoff team. A team that we thought that Lamar Jackson will be able to put up possibly 50 touchdowns between passing and running. You got to show us that, because until you start playing 60 straight minutes of nonstop down your throat offense until you shit come, then you're not doing everything that you need to do to win. We like you, Lamar. That's why we're being so hard on you. Pause. And don't forget, if you guys are listening through the Podbean app, that Podbean is our calling line. If you would like to call and join the conversation. But even if you don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe so you can hear that bing bong every time that we go on. We spread love. That's the Brooklyn way. Next up, we have, let's see who we have here. I already told you between Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh, I'm picking Pittsburgh. Even though, listen, I have no reason to pick Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has no quarterback. They're going to struggle there. I know. Normally, Mike Tom, like Coach T, that with a good team, you could probably expect him to give Tom Brady a good run. This isn't one of those years. This may be the first year that he has a losing record. But like I said, we warned you about something. There is something going on in Chicago. Let that quarterback come on the market. I forgot that Pittsburgh needs a quarterback. Don't let him come on the market. I'm telling you, Chicago is doing things to purposely ruin a player. Let that quarterback go on the market. I'm telling you right now. Denver, they're all in. Russell Wilson, sorry. Denver, they're in. Pittsburgh, they're in. Seattle, they're in. Just to let you guys know. Just saying. For shits and giggles, Dallas may go in too. They probably won't. Complete shits and giggles. If the New York Giants and New York Jets have questions at the end of the season, and they will too, but I don't think they will. They look like they have some answers, or they're getting some of the answers to the questions that they had this year. Not all of them, right? And it's not to be expected from quarterbacks in their second year, maybe even their third year, that haven't been healthy enough to stay on the field to really keep their trajectory going on an incline. But I think this year, so far, we're starting to see that some of those answers, if they could be a starting quarterback, can they lead a team? What can they do with talent? Or are they good decision makers? We're starting to see, are they a student of the game, or they're studying? I think we're starting to see the answer to those questions. We haven't had to hold Daniel Jones accountable for his fumbles, even though it's Wilson's second game back. We haven't seen any major mistakes to be like, see, this is why we need Joe Flacco in the game. We haven't done that so far, but it's still pretty early. Again, there's a reevaluation period coming at the end of week 8. That still has to come. Let's continue to rock through this. All right, we have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Baker Mayfield may not even make it through the season. We're taking the Los Angeles Rams. If he does it, it's lucky. Carolina Panthers will be in that race too. If the Chicago decides that they no longer want Fields and they want to put him out there on the market because they have him in an offense that just makes him look like a fish out of water, literally. Why are you trying to fly with a fish? I don't get it, people. Can somebody tell me? You know what happens when you put a fish out, when you take a fish out of the water and you tell it to fly? That's what they're doing to their quarterback. Arizona Cardinals takes on the Seattle Seahawks, and this game is good. I pause here too. I really do. I do. I really pause here because Seattle's been looking good, and every week that I've gone against Seattle, they have made me eat my words. Geno Smith is looking like this is what I could have been like my whole life. Hey, I'm a second round pick here. You would put some respect on my. He is looking like a young Russell Wilson. He does. Because let you know that old Russell Wilson is only being held back by his own ego. Just saying. Kyler, I should have played baseball Murray. And his, hey, I'm going to my book club meeting soon. Just me and the girls. Oh, man. Like, why Kyler Murray wore a suit that he came in here looked like he wanted to talk to the manager? Like, seriously. Like, what was... the Arizona Cardinals are also one of those teams I don't like to go against during the regular season. This is why I'm pausing here. They really are one of those teams during the regular season for the last couple of years. I don't like to go against them. They do really well in the regular season, but they're starting to catch a couple of those rocks. You know what I'm saying? You know about me, Joe Rogan? Like they're hitting some rocks over here. While Seattle is just that sleeper team. We got about 10 minutes left into the podcast before we end this. It's just that sleeper team that every single week you're like, yo, Ghetto Taco Bell, like, yo, who is this guy over here? You know what I mean? This your friend, this your boy, this your peoples? You know him? You know, so I'm gonna go with the local hometown hero. Because yes, Geno Smith is a Florida man. He's from Pompano. He's from Geno Smith probably knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody from the family that was a victim of the mass murder that Nicholas Cruz caused. As you guys know, again, Nicholas Cruz, he got sentenced to life in prison, but he did not get the death penalty, and that is what has really brought up a lot of anger in the family members that were really looking for blood, and they didn't get their pound of flesh in the way that they wanted to. So I'm gonna go with the local. I'm gonna go with the hometown hero. I'm gonna pick Geno to go ahead and carry that ship. Sail it and see if they could go ahead and pirate those Cardinals. Right, catch himself a nice little pretty bird and fry that up, and like, oh shit, this is like chicken. This is the game. This right here is the go hard or go home game of the week. This is the game that was basically the AFC Championship. This is a game that we possibly anticipate to see again in the AFC Championship, and possibly even determine who wins this next Super Bowl. Bring that for me, bro. That's not the right one. What are you doing to me? All right, so I have a hard time picking this game. No wonder it was so loud. That makes sense. Let's get that back in here.
Oh, so jacked right now. Or go home. I
This is definitely the go hard or go home game of the week, folks. We have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills. And Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick, your end zone is my homes. What's going on, Mark? I see you joining on the podbean line. I sent you a link through your Instagram. Join that if you would like to join the podcast. That's the direct behind the scenes online. So we have Patrick, your end zone is my homes, versus Ja. Sits up high, rains down low, Ja. Josh Allen. One has won a Super Bowl, one hasn't. The other guy, Josh Allen, we think he's going to be the very next guy to win a Super Bowl. This is probably harder than picking that Jets game, because I only want to do the opposite for that Jets game, but this really is difficult. It's Buffalo versus Kansas City in Kansas City. I'm gonna tell you this right now, right? I'm gonna tell you this right now. The determining factor in who I pick in this game is strictly determined by the fact that I'm a New Yorker. And I'm gonna go with Buffalo. And while I don't like to go, like, because there's only so many times I can say there's a lot of teams I don't like to pick against in the regular season. But you see me having to pick against, and plus these are two teams I don't like to pick against, and they're going against each other. Who's that hitting me up at this time at night? Like, yo. Like, if it ain't... Okay. That's acceptable. No, it's not. Who the hell is that? Oh, wait. We about to end the show soon. Forgot. I'm over here lollygag. I'm over here lagaglian. I got like 2 more picks there. Did I get my 5-minute marker yet? There goes a 5-minute alarm. I knew it was coming up pretty soon. I was wondering how long we was talking over here. I'm gonna pick Buffalo over Kansas City. Listen, guys, go Kansas City if you want. I can't be wrong at you. I can't call you crazy. Be like, hey, I can't believe that you would pick Kansas City in this scenario. Rattle. I can't even be like that. Like, this is really a pick'em game. Like, I'm pretty sure. Like the odds, like it's probably like a 3-point odd, right? Kansas City may be a 3-point favorite. What, 2.5 maybe? Which means that if it's on a neutral field, they don't think Kansas City would win, or just go into overtime. They're saying, basically, either way, there's still one of those games that the last person to have the ball is going to learn is going to win. But it's just one of those games Jackson is watching and realize that and learn from this game right here that you can never take your foot off of a game in an NFL scenario, because if you do, you're going to allow the Giants to come back on you, and they are going to come back on you because you're going to forget again. You big dummy. I like you, Lamar. I'm sorry, but when it comes to my New York team, like, I'm gonna make sure that I root for New York. Except for the Jets, I went opposite because like I have to put some reverse psychology on that one. That one doesn't work the way that it needs to. And lastly, but not least, last but not even least, not last or least, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, folks. That's gonna be the Sunday night. The Sunday night game, and in that game, folks, I'm going Philly. I'm going full Philly. I do. I like me some. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. Jalen Hurts, another jaw. Hey, I have no problem going against it. The Dolphins have the Dallas Cowboys have had a really nice run. They really have. I can't take anything away from the run. Defense is legit. The defense is gonna have to be legit to beat Jalen Hurts and to beat Philly this week. They're gonna have to be legit. So here's the test for the Dallas Cowboys and for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a test for both of them. One team has 1 loss, one team is undefeated. This is whoever wins here is going to be able to put a nice little separation between the two. Philly wins this game, they put a double dosage of separation between them and Dallas. Dallas get a chance to catch back up. I think they may even get into first in this one if they beat Philly. This is a big game where everybody's going to have their senses heightened. But the only difference is Dallas Cowboys doesn't have their natural born leader. They still have their plug and play guy. And right now, the IKEA quarterback is fitting in. How much longer is that going to happen before you realize we're missing a couple of parts here that we need to put this together? So I'm gonna go Philly. Dallas is gonna go ahead and drop this one, but this is gonna be the panic button for Dallas to go ahead and bring Dak Prescott. Cowboys fans, you still probably have at least another week or two of even losing, that is, before the panic button is. And I don't know when your bye week is, but if you have a bye week in the next week or in the next 2 weeks, you're also good as well. You can lose this week and probably even lose next week. Go into your bye week and still be good. Dak Prescott probably be ready by then. He'll probably get the grip on his jerking hand probably back together, and he'll probably throw the football around. Philly. And for the Monday night game, folks, I don't have a lot of time to go on this. I'm going with the LA Chargers. Russell Wilson is going to have to earn our trust again. That's just it. Bottom line, plain and simple. Period. And that, folks, is the Mighty Sports Podcast. That is my picks. We have less than 1 minute to go, so I want to leave you with some very kind words. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Get your squeak 'em on. But also, don't forget to consistently consistently transform yourself into the kind of individual that you would want to work for you. Mighty Sports Podcast. I am.